pressure there at the end and saying Astralis doesn't really have any because there's not a whole lot of expectations. I mean, elimination is its own sort of pressure, but funnily enough, PVISION probably has a lot of pressure. Just winning that tournament just a couple weeks ago puts a whole lot of expectations on your shoulders with how we've seen at the major and now just to start 2026. So PVISION probably, you know, the players feeling like this is the match they need to win. Like there's a little bit of extra pressure on their shoulders in their performance.
Yeah, beating a team like Astralis when you've just won a competition, a new squad is absolutely going to be an expectation of a PVISION.
It's cool though. Dust2's one of my favorite people to see at events to just like talk about Counter-Strike in 10 minutes in passing. And I love the way he discusses the game. He talked about that third map in the series they lost the other day. Fundamentals was the main thing he was harping on. Talked about being able to kind of, you know, shove a loss into the back of their mind, saying like, we just lost that game, you know, on Ancient. We lost every mid-fight. Rounds were won and lost in the first 10 seconds. So I like speaking to him. He's a smart Counter-Strike guy, and he's obviously helping PVISION look very, very good. Early little information play from Yabby. Oop.
Oh, yeah. Great shot from Yabby. That's going to be Belchanok. Blasted away.
The little squirrel?
Yeah, I like that.
I think it's a great name.
Yeah, he sounds even better in Russian. Oh. So, Shalom, he's found Fuzi, no issue. Hooksy with one back. So Astralis a 4v3, and it just keeps getting better for them. Estelle and Hooksy finding so much success in this pistol round. James gets nowhere. He's back in the bathrooms. The bomb a long way off.
Yeah, I'll go back to just talking about Dust2 a little bit, just in the sense that he was in his conversation there. We heard him give a lot of respect over to Astralis and Hooksy. Not respect in the sense of like, we got to be really careful against this team and we got to have to, you know, be very cautious in this sense, but just saying, you know, Hooksy's put a brand new structure into this team. Things have already changed in the 10 days from when we played them online to now. We can see it inside the server. He talked about their game against Spirit, how close they were able to keep it. So impressed, I think, with what Hooksy's been able to do early on for Astralis. So this PVISION team is going to come in and not underestimate their opposition whatsoever. Now I'm curious to see out of that pistol if Yabby's going to have that sort of a mindset, or Astralis is going to have that sort of a mindset on a map as big as Overpass. Are you going to be doing some pushes from the CT side? Are you going to be saying, we know James kind of sometimes likes to play a little bit slow. If they get that sense of things being slow, are you going to start pushing up and trying to find that information?
Oh, I guess all the asked questions we have will be answered throughout this series.
Well, I got a new one.
Why is there a timeout in round 2?
Round 2 timeout. Talk to me, Dust2. What do we got, baby?
I actually have no idea why this would happen.
Someone wasn't happy.
Yeah. Someone's having a meltdown.
So it's like, we're going to take care of this right now.
Someone's having a little meltdown. Well, I'm glad well, it's available to them. And maybe it can turn it around straight away. I mean, you're not really looking at anything coming up in this round. It's going to be an eco.
I don't want to harp too much in the James playing slow or anything like that, but on a map like this, from what we've seen from PVISION, we saw that we casted one of the games, a whole lot of B play towards the B bomb site. That's the best way to phrase that, I guess. A whole lot of action towards the B bomb site for the PVISION T sides. We'll see if that continues or if they want to switch things up and try and establish the A bomb site as a point of success. But I think whenever you go up against PVISION on Overpass, you have to expect that that B-bomb site is going to get a lot of love. Your CT defenders anchoring the B-bomb site better be well prepared.
Well, Astralis should have no issues in taking 2 rounds in a row here. Advanced push from Fuzi all the way down to the rock. And he'll have a chance to wrap around here as well. So James getting caught, MP9 making some money. Fuzi's going to want to make as much of that as quickly as possible, get that AWP out. Good range tapping as well onto Belchanok.
Yeah, not really sure how he got that kill. I think Belchanok is going to be a little bit frustrated with how his rounds have began. Remember, he was at the pistol round. The player outside the B bomb site came back and got caught by Yabby's one tap on the flank. Now he's kind of gotten a dink, and then Fuzi's able to clean him up at range. So a little bit of frustration in these first 2 rounds for Belchanok. We're going to go into round 3. James looking down in his notes, barking out orders, starting to get things prepared. AK's in hand for the PVISION attack.
Bit of a bonus here for Astralis, keeping a number of SMGs in play. And Fuzi's going to take his for a spin down towards the bottom of Connector, and there is a double push into water as well here from Astralis, so they've taken some decent control. Bottom of the con stairs into a short water, taking away a lot of what PVISION would like to get early in the round, but they're going to start making their way through middle instead. And they're actually going quite quickly.
Fuzi hasn't spotted this.
No, this could be very dangerous.
Yeah, first person to get contact would be Stare, and he's very much alone at the A bomb site. So if it's the wrong timing, he's in some trouble. And PVISION have just been so quiet across the map, but Astralis is thinking about what we just talked about. B bomb site, nobody's budged. Despite the fact that there's been no information, nobody's moved.
Stare waits in behind the dice box, and he'll still take Jame away. 40 seconds on the clock, burning Stare out into the open. It's going to be Hooksy. Not making the most of it there at all. Zwei now 1v4. Let's see how many players he can bring down with him. This is a really good start from Astralis. Zwei only getting the one extra kill here, and Astralis very happy about the beginning of this game. The one's in control, not really made to sweat at all, and you win with a couple of SMGs still on play without rebuying. Your money is starting to grow as well.
Yeah, I think I have to imagine Jame and Dust2 would be a little bit frustrated with how that round just played out. That was a very gross round from PVISION, where it feels like nothing actually happened. You know, They got a lot of real estate, they got a lot of the runway they wanted towards the A bomb site, but nobody took advantage of it. And I just, you know, when Jame is the initiator at long A and the other three players are in bathrooms and haven't even turned the corner, that just feels odd to me. That feels like it's not the way it should be designed. Look, maybe we're reading too much into it because of the timeout at the end of the first round as well was very. I'm just feeling very weird all of a sudden.
No,
it doesn't.
It doesn't feel like a normal start to the game, does it? You know, things are not on the same page as seems for PVISION at the moment. That can change though. With some success, it just doesn't seem like they're going to get any of that success anytime soon. We're looking at Yabi with a 3K. Hooksy coming in, and now Jame left inside of the monster tunnel. He's going to run away and have a bit of a look, see if he can reposition.
A good thing to note here at this stage of the game as well, Overpass was the pick of Astralis. So PVISION decided to start on the T side, the attacking side here on Overpass to get things cooking on offense. And obviously in the early going, that's gone the wrong direction. Not really any success to speak of.
Honestly, you might think about burning another timeout soon.
I don't know if you can. You know, you already spent one after a single round. I think you got to hold on to that second one a little bit longer.
Yeah, so but you're sitting back, you're watching this, and you're like, oh, we're sinking pretty fast, guys. We'll send them out to battle one more time, see if they can start figuring it out. So not so much of a heavy peeling in the early stages here from PVISION. You have mid in the previous round, and now getting into connector. Bomb positioned outside of B for now, though.
I'm looking at the Astralis side, too. 4 players opening up at this B bomb site and not budging whatsoever. Again, Stare pushed up towards the end of bathrooms, the front bathrooms, and hasn't seen or heard anything. So no cause for anyone on the defense to fall back. It doesn't look like PVISION's even going to investigate towards that side of the map. Everyone coming over to the B bomb site, lining up outside Monster. Fuzi has taken a ton of damage, down to 15 HP. And he'll have to find a new position to play in with the red health.
Yeah, he's going to rotate up to the A site.
Dude, this is the nightmare of playing. I played against Jame back when he was in the VP days, and this is the nightmare playing against this team because the map is so quiet, and you're like, I'm 99% sure that they're all just waiting outside Monster, but that 1% sucks.
Yeah, that little scratch in your brain
just sucks.
You're wondering, is he actually about to execute this A bomb site? Well, they are sending some feelers out to get a vibe of what's going on that
yeah, but there's only 28 seconds. Are you really going to call for a full rotation to the other side of the map that you haven't cleared? You don't know what's going on. And Stare can actually just ruin the day if you call this.
Oh my god, they are actually doing
And they're
that.
going to have to run, so Stare's going to have the sound cues.
Okay, Stare, this is your moment. Look at them rapidly calling to his teammates. Guys, they're finishing A. That's the bomb. It's down. 10 seconds on the clock. Yeah, that's it, right?
No, they can get in. I think they can do it.
It's going to be close.
No, they can't. It's over.
Oh, they got just about got it. Oh my gosh, it's real close. Coming through milliseconds in it, but you know, PVISION, it's all calculated, Jason. They knew they had just enough time. Here's Hooksy setting up the foundations for a boost, but no one seems interested, so he's just kind of hanging out waiting for Ryu to come on over. But all of a sudden, Astralis have to play a retake, and PVISION have a real shot at winning this now.
If you don't get a kill, I think you just want to save if you're Astralis. You don't want to risk the AWP. Fuzi's at 15 health. You've got 3 kits. You've got no smokes for the bomb. This is never going to be a round win.
Well, Shello keeps his head down. Astralis on the defuse. There's the peek up, and well, the kills come through for Zwei. Astralis throw themselves at it.
Dead.
And yeah, it's Fuzi who's committed to the site. He can't get away, so his AWP's out of there. And I feel like that is just one of the craziest rounds, but you have to know that was from James team. Like, you just know that's James team. If you didn't even have the nameplates on, you would know that's James
That's
team.
so wild. And if you're Astralis and that bomb goes down, you're like, ugh.
It's like, dude,
I was so
millisecond
I
in
was
it.
so mentally checked out, thinking Stare had won the day.
So close to winning it there.
That's a crazy plant to come down just at the millisecond. First round on the board, as unlikely as it was. Still, you're not sitting there as PVISION being like, great, we can run that round 4 or 5 more times in this half.
Oh, nice and slow out towards the fountain in middle. Again, Astralis predicting it's going to be a heavy B play straight out the gate, but it's not. PVISION actually electing to go towards the bathrooms instead.
Very slow and still no information spotted quite yet. Smoke at divider. Jello's going to start moving up. Belshanac has got position out towards long, so now all of a sudden, PVISION with 45 seconds on the clock, lining up for an A execute. And once again, it's only Stare. Astralis still with a heavy lean towards this B bomb site. Jame really playing the game. And he's got an open avenue, but quickly it's closing. Hooksy has shifted back. He's got Molotov in hand. Yabby's going to be the next one.
Oh, Stare going to be cast away by Jame. A 5v4, all of a sudden PVISION with the man advantage, but Hooksy is hoping he could be the play that's delayed right at the end, but the utility's perfect, and PVISION starting to calibrate now as they get into the site with just enough time again.
This is actually a huge tactical win for PVISION, because what's going to happen now is this is going to force Astralis to not leave Stare alone over at bathrooms. Now, if you're Astralis, you have to like kind of play the game, and you have to have a second player with him. You cannot just play this whole like, okay, it's PVISION, it's Jame on overpass, B bomb site has to be well defended. But that's going to open up. Once you shift that second player to A, that's going to open up the B bomb site even more. So Jame at the moment with these 2 round wins back to back has started to kind of put together that puppet string, right? He's kind of hooked it up. He's ready to start pulling you around the map. Tactically, he's in a very good position, Jame. So Stare swings out, can't find the kill. Hooksy burned out into the open. You add in the details of all the utility to force Astralis into the fights they don't want. And PVISION's putting together 2 very nice rounds. Money's going to start being an issue for Astralis, so they called their first time out.
Well, it does seem like it just took a little while for PVISION to calibrate to the strategy that they were wanting to deploy. Not everyone was on the same page. You know, from a strategic point of view, Jason, when you look at the way Jame likes to play with his teams, if you are going down to the final few seconds, especially on a map like Overpass, you have so much to clear. It just feels like, to me, there's just so many details that need to go right that if one of them doesn't work, then the whole sort of chain reaction kicks in.
If you're alluding to that whole like 25 rotating back to the A bomb site, like that's just like luck, you know, like too many things could have gone wrong. You can't really calculate that. You're just kind of in a situation where you're like, well, I know the defense is way too strong at B, so let's just book it, see what happens. They got away with one for sure, and I think even Jame and even PVISION's going to admit that. Got away with one in that round, but it got him started. Second round was goddamn beautiful. Round 7. Op still in the hands of Fuzi, but hasn't quite had the impact no he wanted to just yet. And this time, PVISION do send bodies towards the B-bomb site early. They've called it perfectly. That second player has been the adjustment on the defense. Shifted over to join Stare. Aggression in towards short. Good find.
Just waiting for the burst out here.
I think we'd see that burst if Zwei hadn't gone down. If they hadn't pushed up and found that kill on Zwei short, he'd have a chance to kind of peek off the ramp into the bomb site, and they'd be happy with that second front to this attack to push through the smoke. But without the presence of Zwei, this feels a lot more nerve-wracking. So it really is just having to wait out the smoke. Now, again, this just goes back to what I said just a couple of rounds ago. You are sitting here, you're like, I'm 99% sure they're at the B bomb site, but the last time this happened, they tried to finish A, so I have no idea what's happening. You feel very uncomfortable.
they come, slowly but surely. Ryu trying to detect information. As soon as he does, you can see the reaction from Astralis to deploy the utility. Oops, he's gonna wait down in the pit. Molotov's in front of him. Yabi trying to get up into position, but 24 seconds on this clock. Gotta start thinking about that plant real soon. And James is now arriving with the bomb in his back, but all of his teammates are gone. And this is a round they won't get away with. They're shut down. Astralis, good discipline, good patience, and you can see how HooXi feels about that, celebrating and yelling across to his whole team.
It's a really cool way to play that defense too. You could see no one really like peeking, no one getting too aggressive around it, just like holding. They spot the information, deploy the defensive utility, and they just say, you guys can have the bomb site. We're not letting you push around it. We're just going to hold on to water, hold on to toxic barrels. We don't need to overextend in this scenario. And they just completely school PVISION on this defense. Really well done from Ryu, playing behind the smoke patiently. Yabi as well, waiting for his moment to strike, finding the advantage fight, and nothing going for PVISION. 5-2 now. And you can see PVISION even have what they want at the moment. I mentioned that second defensive player now for Astralis. PVISION with the op now shifting over and starting at the A bomb site in these past 2 rounds. Very slow and quiet on the map. PVISION's going to get some attention here early. Looks like Jello wants to make the jump out. All 5 players from PVISION going to join up at these mid steps for the moment.
Yeah, you got to be worried about an off being around the corner here, though. They know that he's that. They cross on by. And PVISION sends the shot out. Here comes the peak of Stair on the start of the flower beds. Nearly catch him. Belchanok, and in fact, he will. So Stair grabs the opening kill here for Astralis at the 40-second mark left in the round. PVISION trying to readjust and get ready for a finish here. Jello hunting down that trade opportunity. He is going to get it as Stair hung around. He didn't get back. And so the trade is there, a 4v4 with 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and actually a lot of Astralis' defense has shifted over. Is PVISION going to sense that? Yeah, they're coming right back down the stairs to blue door, where the only defender is actually Ryu. Now Astralis have to be on the hustle back to the B bomb site. 18 seconds on the clock. And look at the push up from PVISION. Knows all the information, now knows that B is the finishing play.
Yeah, Astralis racing to try and get back. Pressure on Ryu, distracted by HooXi. Sets up Ryu for the peek at short. Then PVISION gets involved. Bomb spills to the floor. And PVISION, they're getting ground down again here by HooXi's Astralis.
All right, well, Astralis is just basically saying, if you guys are going to play this game where we just kind of sit and wait for 45 seconds to a minute and just play the utility game and stay quiet, we're happy to play that. We're happy to just chill. If you guys are never going to change things up and never going to throw an aggressive move in that's going to make the first 30 seconds uncomfortable for us, we're happy to play this style. And actually, they're showing now that they can actually win in this fashion. 6-2. Defense looking sharp for Astralis.
Yeah, more to figure out here. And there is the second timeout used for PVISION in this first half. Overpass not going the way they would have hoped. And even look at this. They don't have enough money, really, to even think about
yeah, I mean, you can invest
recovery here.
Yeah, you can invest a little bit. You're looking for a plant. You're looking for a few kills. You kind of put a dent in the economy of Astralis. Make sure it doesn't build up. But yeah, you're not thinking round win here at the moment. So Astralis feeling comfortable as they look down the line and make sure everyone's got the weapons and resources they need. HooXi will pick up the M4 off the ground. It's James with the hero AK-47 on the PVISION side of things. One of the great strengths of this team has been, especially as a player like Jello, has just been how unbelievably good they looked individually back at the major. We haven't seen that yet in this series. Haven't seen any of those individuals pop off.
No, not at all. In fact, it feels like they're completely lacking firepower. James losing the fight against Stair. Opening kill again found by Stair. This time he will get away.
And that's an AK-47 out in the open. It looks like Belchanok is going to go try to recover the AK, and he will, as Stair has backed away. No presence whatsoever for Astralis in the bathrooms. But a 4-on-5 to attempt to recover, and you've only got the one rifle. Plenty of nades and utility, though, so this is always going to have to fall into a B hit. And Astralis, again, content to sit back, wait in the bomb sites, not move around the map. Happy to play the man advantage and just wait for you to throw the set piece at the end of the round.
There's the push out. Goes White, sending himself forward with the Tech 9. 40 seconds remaining on the clock here, and Zwei looking for some pressure here. Yabby's double kill really just cuts any opportunity PVISION had, and then Yabby continues to frag out. So lots to celebrate here for Astralis.
Yeah, lots to celebrate. Nothing to be sad about. That's the setup at the B bomb site for these executes. That's about the second or third time we've seen it in this half. Ryu playing toxic barrels behind the defensive smoke. Yabby back in water behind the bomb site. Hooksy as well. This time they had someone over towards graffiti. So you just have a nice setup that can kind of be really, really mobile and swing around and handle any eventuality coming towards you. And PVISION not having enough utility at the end of the day to break through it. It's getting scary now. 5-round lead for Astralis going into round 10.
Not comfortable, that's for sure, for PVISION, and quite often Overpass would be a map you'd be happy to be on if you're PVISION, if you're Jame.
I mean, just not a lot of kills.
Yeah, it's just so flat in that department, which, like you said, is strange because of the amount of individual skill they have had on display over the last couple of weeks.
Well, part of it, I think, is because Astralis isn't trying to do anything aggressive. They're like, if you guys, since you're playing slow, since this is a style you guys like, we don't feel the need to push too much. I think the most we've seen is basically a pop flash peek off sandbags from Yabby earlier in the half. Other than that, it's been kind of Astralis chilling back. You're starting to see a little bit of movement now. And here's the hit.
Yeah, right in. Khalil goes in. Great shot from Jello. He's blinded and stalled out. Yabby's just waiting for them to run over the top. First bullet was inaccurate, but composed himself, controlled the spray, and got the job done regardless. Damn. And now he's on the hunt. Yabby's just ravaging them here on the B bomb site. 15-3. What a map he's having. Incredible showing right now from Yabby, and James going to try and do what he can. He finally stops Yabby, but a lot more needed for James. A 1v4 clutch that just doesn't look like it's within the realms of possibility.
You can wax lyrical about the strategy and the tactics of a round all you want, but Yabby is just a beast right now at this bomb site. On defense, just been so good. Triple kill here, 15 kills overall. James gets the plant, which is nice for the team, but oh, you ain't winning this one. Caught out in the open, down to 5 HP now. Stair will finish him off in another round for Astralis. It's 8-2.
Yeah, it must feel like a bit of whiplash for Zwei, though, to go from playing with Team Spirit and Donk to playing with Jame.
And then winning a trophy?
Yeah, for sure, winning the trophy, but what I mean is just like the stylistically, it must just feel like whiplash.
Yeah, a little bit crazy probably, but he's, you know, if you get a trophy out of it in your first event, I think you're going to be happy regardless.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, like, I'll take it. This round is PVISION. I mean, they even made a change up here that got him a little bit of success, but if it weren't for Yabby, maybe a little bit more. Change the timing of the hit so they're not like executing with utility, so then they don't have to deal with the counter nades of Astralis, but Yabby still shuts you down regardless with a triple kill. So pick your poison.
Just deploying the smokes towards Monster. Astralis really not giving them any chances, are they? Not even a boost up on the flower bed for James as he's desperately searching for it. Astralis doing a good job, but then a peek inevitably does come, and James takes Stair out.
Well, this is one thing they've never had, is this kind of opening pick in a round like this. Astralis has been the one who's had the luxury of playing 5-on-4s. Now, PVISION gets to use the man advantage to work this map, and you can see it seems to have freed Jello up more than we've seen it all throughout this half. He's feeling a lot more frisky getting his position out towards long.
Yeah, Yabby, only a 1 kill this time, so not going to be having to deal with the multi-kill threat of Yabby. Fuzi drops Jello, though, and now it's starting to get a little bit worrying for PVISION. Once that opening started coming through, you got excited about it, and then Astralis just equalized the numbers out.
Yeah, well, Noda just called it out. He has the information. There's 2 defenders at the B bomb site, both of them focused on Monster. Unfortunately, with Jello having gone down, the only aggressor on the other side of the map is Jame. And with an AWP, he can't really create the chance for you to come back. 22 seconds. Bomb back towards bathrooms. Noda's going to join up with him. Clock is going to be an issue yet again, and so is the passive angle taken by Fuzi. PVISION have access to this bomb site and to a bomb plant.
Look at the time. Again, it was 5 seconds and they got to the site. Plant comes through. It's going to be a 3v3. Astralis going for this retake, so start sending those reinforcements up through. position themselves. They've got a good amount of utility here for a retake.
No smokes, though, is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
They do have kits. No Molotov to hold off any kind of peaks. This is very, very tough for Astralis.
Yeah, they've got a lot of utility, but just not the right pieces. So they're going to move in. And Belchanok with a quick double on the Galil, and then James to close it. So, yeah, an opening kill. Even though it got traded out, it came to a 3v3. Still enough for PVISION to get another round win.
Yeah, and that's really well done. The opening pick goes the way of James with the AWP. That's something Stair's not going to want to give up in this final round of the first half. Been a very chill first half with the pacing of these rounds, but just enough trades here for PVISION to find the solution. And at the end of this, I think because both B defenders kind of got frozen, having seen the bomb, having seen a couple of players outside Monster, that was one of the few times we've seen Astralis really have their feet in cement, not able to move around the map and find the information. Early on, Astralis go for some information plays this time. Stair pushed up at the long rock. There's that flash peek clear from Yabby. And another opening kill provided towards bathrooms. This time it's on to Fuzi.
Yep, Belchanok able to get the job done this time. Let's see if they can maintain it. PVISION may actually get an opportunity to extend upon it because Stair's playing behind the rock. He's being detected and he's brought down. Belchanok with great work opening things up.
Yeah, unfortunate timing for Stair. Just poked his head out just as the flashbang came in, gave his position over to Belchanok, and then a half-blind battle that he had to commit to. PVISION has pieced it together in these last 2 rounds. Looks like they are going to get away with 4. Hooksy, maybe the sole player who can put a stop to that out towards long. Belchanok going to be his first test.
Oh, well, 3 kills to open things up for Belchanok.
There we go.
There's a little bit of that firepower finally coming in there at the end of the half.
Yeah, it's poking its head out.
Warming up. Strange half, though, overall. We see a second round timeout coming through from PVISION.
Yeah, it felt like there was some weird issue right out of the gate.
Yeah. Not quite sure. Maybe we can find that out after the series if we get a chance to talk to them. But right now, looking like Astralis will be feeling like the more comfortable squad. Not in this round in particular, but leaving this first half with an 8-4 lead. Taking their time, coming in for this retake. Finally walking into Belchanok, who's on for the ace. Might as well close things out with all 5 kills. Belchanok hunting it down. He's denied. But regardless, a 4th round picked up for PVISION. A very strange first half of Counter-Strike. But Astralis will lead the way. Welcome back. It is surely a moment for Hoaxy to celebrate, because I feel like Astralis were just comprehensively the better team throughout that first half. They understood what they were up against, and I think they handled PVISION very well. Obviously, a few rounds slipped in the net, but for the most part, Astralis looked really solid, though.
Yeah, a couple weird ones that PVISION got away with at the end of the day, but they all count. For Astralis, I think the thing that sticks out to me is just they seem to have a game plan and a philosophy coming into this match, and I think everyone was on the same page. Like, just watching them play, they were all on the same page in terms of who was fighting, who was hiding, who was taking aggression, how you were kind of, pacing your battles and your peaks. I think everything looked rock solid. Now we switch to the T side. We see if that can continue. Can Hoaxy call them into an opening map victory, their selection of Overpass? A lot of bodies coming in down the stairs. 4 players here for PVISION. Very centralized pistol round for the defense.
Nice and quiet for the time being. Astralis just slowly taking increments of space towards the bathrooms. Cello keeps his head down, ready to strike up at any moment. So Ryan's just in behind him. Zwei at the bottom of connector. There's actually 3 players inside a con that Raya's going to have to deal with. Luckily for him, stairs coming down, but Cello, great work to flick back up to the top of the stairs again and get that second kill.
And they've never seen Zwei. They don't know there's a second player there.
Oh, baby, what is that from Cello? Beautiful. As he X's out 3. Finally, he's in the ground to Hoaxy. Well, he has done some real hard work here for his squad.
Look at the rest of the stack, though. You still have James here. You still have Belshanock here. They haven't gotten away with anything. And Javi, he's walking through Monster like, if you can get to me, I think the B bomb site's clear. Shut down. PVISION set the trap over in con, and boy, does it work. Oh, now a smoke because
why not?
Why the hell not?
Throw everything on it. Yeah, just make life even worse for Yappy then. Okay, well, he's down and out. There's the pistol round. A better start. I don't think we'll be seeing a timeout here from anyone.
No, not at all. I can't imagine it. Man, I don't know. That's PVISION might be working themselves into this map. I don't know how to place it. First, like, they got enough rounds, right? 4 you're going to be very happy with. First half just felt so weird.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like PVISION was accomplishing a whole lot of their goals, and most of the half felt flat, but I mean, they're right back in it. So credit to PVISION.
Well, Astralis keeping it simple. All 5 players heading towards short. And the MP9 surfing in, looking to make some money, and no money to be made.
Told you it was weird.
Yeah, Noda just gets absolutely destroyed. Melted away. Jane politely closes the door again. And Astralis hoping that more PVISION players just come flying into the crosshair.
I mean, James just opens the door to say, like, look, guys, you guys can't attack here. Just back away.
Yeah.
So
and they
do
listen.
Yeah, they do listen.
They respected that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, there's no good call here if you're Astralis. You got no utility, you got no armor, you just have some Glocks in this recovered MP9. So I mean, this is all about just which way do you want to die?
Bleed them out.
Yeah.
Maybe you pull a couple of nades out somehow. Get someone a little bored. Might be able to get a few more resources out of them. That's really all you can get here if you're Astralis.
Well, Belshanock's waiting at the B bomb site with his M4. Deep angle, easy kill. Sees the MP9 as well. Happy to take those fights. Shouldn't be. Zwei's got a double in the meantime, though, so a little bit of economic damage dealt, but this round is going nowhere for Astralis. 8-6 as PVISION closed the gap a little bit more.
Yeah, not bad. Good damage considering it was a Glock round. So we'll take that. We'll move into the next tier, and we'll see what Astralis have for us on this T side. Dust2 talking about how it's very important to get into the minds of your opponent, understand the way you think about Counter-Strike, how they set their team up, and he's noticing the structure that Hoaxy's brought to the table for this Astralis squad.
Yeah, I seemed very impressed with what Hoaxy's been able to do in a short amount of time, so we'll see what the return on that time is inside the server. First half looked great, but offensive half on Overpass can have its own obstacles, as we saw with PVISION in the first. Does Hoaxy have the solutions in his pocket to find the way James did? 2 heading over to Fountain. It's going to be Stair leading the way. Going to clear the top of the stairs. Smokes in place to protect him from front bathroom. In fact, 4 smokes in place from the T side. So those are resources down the stretch they're not going to have to use. Back only 2 sets of utility here for the final play, and it's going to be to the A bomb site, because much like PVISION, they've walked this whole way, haven't encountered any contact whatsoever, and I think they'll be happy to take the room they have and just execute.
Smokes up. Fuzi already on the site, and he's going to go ahead and clear out Shello its way, and Noda with a couple of kills back here from the CT side, but Stare keeping Astralis fighting on. They've got the man advantage all of a sudden as that bomb starts to get planted down on default.
And Belshonok is so far away. If James doesn't give you something with the op right now, that smoke is going to ruin any chance. So Belshonok going to come up the stairs for a flank. They're going to come in for this retake a little bit late. This is being watched, though, by Hooksy. And with James having the op, he might just back off. You might just see Belshonok, you can get an AK-47 on exit. I'm not risking the op. So Astralis gets up to 9. Round win in the first gun round. Nice and simple, just march to the A bomb site, throw the utility, and trade your way in.
Oh, Belgian nearly going down through the smoke at the end there, but stays on his feet. And James rubbing the sleep out of his eyes. Trying to stay focused.
That's yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Like James just has like a weird aura about him, doesn't he? He's just like that whole first half. I was like, this feels like it's a disaster. But he was just sitting there being like, yep, business as usual. It's all good.
Just figure it out at the end.
And they got all the rounds they needed in the first half.
Yeah, it'd be all fine at the end.
He wasn't wrong. Saves the op. Belshonok has that MP9. M4 dropped over or picked up by Noda. They can drop one more from James as well. So another strong buy coming in for the PVISION defense. Jello is going to have to scrape together whatever he can. And James putting the game plan in place for this CT side. Round 16. Yabby with 16 kills. Stare now climbing with 14. You'd expect Stare to have that half, like the more impactful T side as someone who's going to be involved in a little bit more of the opening scrums, a little bit more of the action to create some space.
All the initial waves of utility being put in place. And Ryu, his job is clean out connector. Not going to have much to clear, though. No one's home. Uzi going for that same peak that we've seen James go with in the first half, just looking to spot a player on top of those flower beds, and no target to be spotted. See Astralis start taking long control. A long walk for Stare and Fuzi as they make their way there, and Hooksy supports of utility for the mid players.
Yeah, that's to activate Ryu up the stairs. No opera in place to get blinded by that, so they haven't seen anything just yet. But the defense is in position. James with an off angle in bathrooms. Jello at the divider, kind of keeping space for the opera. They can swing and play off of each other in any kind of extended battle. Yabby now probing into the B bomb site. There's the move from Jello. Pulled out into the open and an easy kill for Ryu.
James, nice shot. That's Ryu gone, and a 4v4. 40 seconds remaining on this clock, and all the utility flies to the sky. Racing in is Hooksy, and he's going to take James down. It's a quick kill, and no problem on the follow-up either from Stare, and we see Astralis start to get going on this T-side. They got a bit of a rhythm. They got some punch to them.
Yeah, Zoe, I think, wanted to line up one quick kill and transfer over to a second, and just kind of gets caught out taking his time. Poor James gets that kill and falls back to the bomb site. He couldn't find anywhere comfortable. That execute started coming from long, and he didn't know where to position himself. Just gets caught in no man's land with no good options. Belshonok once again locked out of having any kind of an impact away from his bomb site. And it's going to be 10-6. Astralis up to double digits, and Hooksy's got the offense humming quick. Okay, now we're hunting down guns as well. Feeling real good. Able to grab one. One more to find. Belshonok gonna recover an AK-47. A great find for PVISION at the end, but starting to dwindle in terms of chances to stay in this game. 6-10, 4 rounds back. And Astralis is looking good. Hooksy's got them working this map very, very well. Nice and simple. Nothing crazy. No big obstacles placed yet by PVISION. Nothing to overcome if you're Hooksy. So Astralis feeling very comfortable.
And it's only going to get easier in a round like this, right? You've only got one player with a weapon on the other team. Well, at least a weapon we're talking about. An AK-47 here for Belchenok. So Astralis is very likely in favor to head to 11 rounds here. Have one last good go of things, and that you immediately just have to start finding a heap of success on the CT side from PVISION. Feels like it's out of hand already.
It's a shame too, because I mean, one of the things Chad and I watched a PVISION game, during their blast run in which they lifted a trophy, and we had JT in the chat, and one thing he was saying is like the PVISION just always looks so prepared on CT sides. It seems like they always know what's coming. They always have that piece of information that kind of sells the T side. They don't realize it yet. It's not the case in this game right now.
He's getting run over, flattened by their opponents today.
Hooksy and Stare out towards long. They're going to go in dry.
Great work here. Hooksy and Stare walking right into them. Belchenok going to come around the other side of the bathrooms here. He's got that one pick on Stare. He'll go again, and Belchenok on the cleanup. I talked about the one weapon, and there it is, striking, but only 4 health left here on Belchenok, and so the bomb gets out of there.
Yeah, you're going to bail out to the other side of the map. So Ryu's just going to hold the middle, right? Backs away, says, okay, Belchenok, I know you were over in bathrooms. If you want to get to the B bomb site with any kind of quickness to beat this timing, you're going to have to come to blue door. That's where I'd take you out. Over to the B site we go. Belchenok has got a good read over to heaven. Zwei still inside the bomb site, but it's a Deagle and low HP to defend against the 3 Astralis players.
Oh, it's way up on the site, and that is going to be the bomb plant coming through here. No problem here. Astralis, again, just fending them off, as expected in a round like this, 11-6. So coming up next is PVISION's last opportunity to really show us anything here on Overpass. Otherwise, we might as well start getting ready to load up Dust2.
Yeah, it's gonna have to get underway immediately in this next round for PVISION. So they have money to play with. They're gonna have plenty of cash to be able to buy up whatever they want. We might get a little bit of a pause. I believe Noda's dropped out of the server here. 4 players on the PVISION side of things, but yeah, this is where we see if PVISION's defense can make any kind of a last stand, or else Astralis is just gonna march to a nice, easy map victory on their pick of Overpass.
The save's long enough. We got Noda back, so hopefully,
yeah, perfect.
Hopefully we don't need that timeout. There's the man Belchenok, who was doing a little bit of work with that AK. All right, then. Let's see what PVISION have got. Yeah, like you said, usually such an exciting CT team to watch. Or at least prepared. Not looking like they're going to mount anything here in the second half, which is wild to say, but AWP's out for Jame. That can quite often make a big difference.
Jello gonna start towards the A bomb site. 4-man defense at B to open. Astralis just spread in a default 2-1-2. They've already stepped through the fountain smoke and are gonna start encroaching upon bathrooms now that they're joined up by Hooksy with the bomb. And they'll settle in and see what kind of control they can get. Now, a lot of what Astralis, we've seen them gain a lot of real estate out towards long. They've been able to walk up bathrooms to the A bomb site. And once again, they're just gonna go back to it. James Op is here. It does have a deep angle on dice boxes.
Shello, the first victim. Astralis with the opening kill. And they hit the pause button. We had under a minute now on this clock.
And it's PVISION who are kind of like reeling around the map. Man down, not really sure entirely what's coming. They didn't get any kind of numbers. That was Stare just stepping through a smoke with the flashbang. And PVISION shifting as if the attack is going to come to the off bomb site, the B bomb site, but that's not the case. Jame goes down, Stare waiting for that peek the whole time. And you are going to survive with your guns. There's no Jame time in this round because Yabby's ready to pounce. Oh, misses the kill.
Yeah, good reaction from Belchenok. It's still hard to see a world in which this round goes anywhere. So they're marching away to save those weapons, especially with the damage sustained by Belchenok. But at least there's a small mercy that you will have 2 AK-47s going into the next. But it's map point for Astralis. And that's got to feel real good for this squad. A great win to get if you take down PVISION 13-6 on Overpass. A real shot at Dust2. We've seen them play well against Team Spirit on that earlier in the competition. So we know Astralis are going to be able to hang throughout this series. With the way they're playing right now,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
great opportunity to get a 2-0 over PVISION today.
It's cool to see too. It's got to be a great feeling for Hooksy as well, because if you remember the discourse, you know, in Hooksy interviews and conversations that Hooksy was having leading into the major, at the major, it was frustration of players going in and out. Stown was here, now he's not here. Device is here, now he's not here. And now is the frustration that kept bubbling to the surface every time he gave an interview of like, it's hard to like build any momentum and feel like you're making progress and working towards a goal when the team is different each and every time. People are in and out and you don't really know what's happening. Now that he's got this set, you know, having these results, you start to feel if you're Hooks, you're like, yeah, exactly. See, like now I've got this chance to actually work this team towards a direction, and it is delivering on it. 12-6, looking like they're going to close the map out without too much difficulty at all.
Stair going back and going for that peak. Shello. It's going to Stair, no problem. It's Yabby's turn, and he goes in again. He was the player who was stepping up in that first half. He's got another multi-kill here on this T side, and it might just be enough to close it out. Astralis with a 3v3. Trying to get into the B bomb side. They still got plenty of time. 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Okay, well, that nade trajectory is a signal over to Hooksy. He now knows Toxic Barrels was a point that was being held by Zwei, although that has been repositioned as they want to get aggressive. Jamin Zwei going to start moving. Hooksy just holding the line.
Yeah, Hooksy waiting. Can he get even one from this situation? No, Zwei clears him. And a follow-up from Zwei. It's on PVISION to try and win it here. He's got a minute on the clock. He's got to go back to that bomb, and he's looking for a better weapon here for the job. He wants an AK to play with.
Yeah, drop that off a little bit early, I think.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all right.
He's found himself an AK. And you can see PVISION, Zwei is backed off now to join up with his teammates so they can try and play together.
They just want to play in a position where he can survive, right? You play this 2-on-1, you're going to want to respect both bomb sites, but you want to be able to survive long enough for your teammate to go and help you, so you don't just give away some silly kill and then turn it into a 1v1. So PVISION is going to use the time as an ally. Wants to make them feel like he's rotating all the way back around to the A bomb site. That's exactly why Jello has shifted back, just to keep some information on the other side of the map. So PVISION's tactic works.
Time now, though.
Zwei will let him have the plant.
He's got smoke as well. Actually uses the smoke for short. Puts the bomb down on default. Zwei's closing the gap nicely. PVISION. Oh, he comes to the right angle. Just couldn't get the kill.
It's all right. The plant's a win of sorts as well. Extra cash for everyone on the team. Nice 2v1 played by PVISION. So they survive. They survive to fight another one. The AWP was dropped so far back outside Monster as well. I'm not sure they're going to be able to recover it. There's Zwei clearing out Hooksy, finding the double up on Ryu as he swings off contacts. Really well done. Nice round from Zwei put together. Hooksy having a little bit of a chit-chat, not liking the way that round turned out. And bomb gets defused. You can see Zwei on the other side of the map looking for an AWP. Couldn't find it.
All right, a timeout for Astralis. Wanted to make sure they don't let PVISION back into this game at all. Want to take their chance to close it out as early as possible.
Yeah, and PVISION's used all 3 of their timeouts, so this comeback, no chance to stop. They're at the mercy of Astralis calling a pause in the action to get Dust2 on the mic. Any round you see Hooksy kind of with his hands in the air like that, feels like something went south that he didn't really enjoy. So going to have a conversation with the guys, get things buttoned back up, everybody focused. 5 more chances to close out Overpass. First map of this elimination series at the inaugural IEM Kraków in 2026. One of these teams stays alive. One of them packs their bags and goes home. Round 20. It's Ryu with an AK-47, the Hero AK-47, and pistols surrounding it.
One AK for Ryu. Gotta be a hero here. Taking him on a stroll through the park.
It's a lovely park.
Now they brought him to the bathroom, Jason.
Well, if Ryu hits some bangers with his AK, this can be deadly. That's about all they got, though.
No, he's moving off now.
The defensive utility dump. He's like, actually, I don't want these fights. This
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
Let's pause. We got a little bit of time here.
Let me cook, boys. All right, other side of the map we go.
All right, bathroom break is over.
Bathroom break is over.
Time to go into the sewers.
past the nightclub.
What a journey this is. Astralis taking us on a journey. Maybe this journey will lead somewhere.
Nah.
But maybe it won't. And that's just life, Jason. Some journeys take you somewhere. Some aren't worth taking.
Oh, very philosophical today, Dinko.
But some can be unexpected. Let's see if Ryu will take us on an unexpected journey.
Oh, shout out to the Hobbits. All right, there's the cross into the bomb site. Ryu with the AK-47 looking for one. Couldn't find it. Couldn't settle his aim towards Graffiti. No, that's a very expected journey.
Yeah, it was very expected. In fact, the most expected journey. So that was a round of Counter-Strike. Now we move into the better rounds of Counter-Strike, I hope.
Yeah, the exciting ones.
Money is back for Astralis.
Sure. Should have way more weapons, way more ability to dig into the playbook. Fuzi's got his op out for this T side. 4 rounds remaining for Astralis to close Overpass. You know, start getting that money building on this CT side, which again, when Astralis is at 12, not the biggest thing in the world, but PVISION being able to constantly rebuy all the time, all the bells and whistles, the kits, the utility, that's going to be a good luxury for them if they can build up some cash flow behind them.
Well, front bathroom smoke deployed here for Astralis. Also deep monster smoke just to keep everybody on notice towards B for PVISION.
Flash through the smoke. Stair's going to step in. Okay, what's that fight?
Okay,
Jello?
Stair.
He's locked in.
And he really is locked into the fight. Flashes up in his face. Jello blinded, gets the kill regardless, and Fuzi has to trade it. But Yappy's on 1 HP.
Yeah, he got spammed down through smoke towards the B bomb site, trying to just make his presence known. So he's out of the fight. If they can't have success at the A bomb site, Yabby's not going to be able to recover it.
Oh, well, it is Hooksy leading this charge up towards Dwight. He's down. James Wedding, close quarter combat. AWP is where he does his best work. As James removes Fuzi from the equation, putting it on Ryu once again. Remember, Yabby's got 1 point of health. Not looking too good here for Astralis. It's all crumbling as Yabby's down. It's Ryu.
Ooh, wait, Hooksy's found an escape. I haven't. Oh, Belshanock's here.
Yeah,
Ryu.
Yeah, he's trying to get into the bank, but yeah, that flank, like you said, is coming through. But if he takes this kill quickly, he will. Barrels back with his knife in hand, and Belchanock comes up light from the B bomb site to keep this comeback going.
Okay, just barely holding on. That's the opening kill provided by Hooksy at the A bomb site, but the defense locks down after that. James with a close-up off shot out towards long to clear that position. Okay, gets a little bit frustrating now. Another round slips away, and PVISION gets ever closer to overtime. Just 3 rounds back. And another round where Astralis just dump a hero AK-47 into the hands of Fuzi, but outside of that, Money is not an ally of Astralis right now. They had this buffer of, what, 5-6 rounds to work with to try and close this out, but if half of them are going to be hero AKs and pistols, man, that's not really efficient to try and keep giving yourself good chances.
You're just giving the best opportunity for PVISION to actually pull this comeback off. Oh, it would be devastating for Astralis to let this one slide. Oh, trying to force them further and further back. It's effective with those Glocks. Clicking their way forward. Jello gonna get caught.
Damn.
It's Fuzi with 1. Good response though from James. And Sway. Sway with a triple kill. He sweeps away Astralis. And now double figures. 2 rounds back, and we've got overtime.
Yeah, that's the early spot from Jello pulled everyone over. So by the time they're pushing through the smoke, Zway's here. So is James lined up. They know what's coming. They know where the bodies are at. Stair goes down without an extra kill. 12-10, double digits per PVISION. And now they're right back in it. One more great chance for Astralis, and then what kind of a buy will they scrape together in the last round if they can't win it here? 3rd and final timeout taken. Both teams have burned them all in regulation. One more chance for Hooksy. The call with a full buy here. They've been stumped though, like this march towards the A bomb, so you can see he wants to go back to it because it's had success, because they're getting some rounds to work with, because they're challenging into the bomb site. They're getting like 80% of what you want out of that. But PVISION has shown they're able to shut it down. So like, do you stick with it? Do you feel like it's good enough to go back to? Can you create a fake off of it? Hooksy's got a lot of potential ways he can go.
And PVISION have a double up setup. So we're gonna keep that going. Let's see This double op setup is enough to crush Astralis in regulation.
I think that's the call from Zello to just say, look, if they're just going to walk at me like this quietly and not use flashbangs and just kind of take a lot of ground in bathrooms, I'm just going to grab an op and I'll just punish them for it.
And it does free up Jane to put his AWP elsewhere. He's going to be looking down into water, letting that AWP ring out. So now they hear the AWP on the other side of the map. They feel confident that they can swing out long, and it's just there. So it's worked out perfectly for PVISION that Astralis surprised. Now they know what's up. There's 2 AWPs in play. And there was 2 AWPs in play, should I say, because now they switched out to the rifles again. James AWP is back up here.
And if you can't get a plant, if you're Astralis, like, yeah, the losing bonus is building and is not going to be in a bad place for you whatsoever, but that extra money is going to go a long way.
Oh, man. Astralis just got completely outplayed in this round. It just keeps getting worse. The AWPs are devastating towards Astralis. It is Ryu and Jabby, or Yabby.
I like
Yabby Jabby Do.
Jabby's good.
Yabby Jabby Do.
Because they, and again, without a plant in the past 3 rounds, what, the losing bonus is going to be 3,400. That's what you're working for your last round. PVISION might have just brought this back. I don't even know when PVISION showed up into this game, but they're about to get us to overtime, it feels. Yabby, never going to...
Knife him! Oh my god. Oh, he had a heroic first half, didn't he, Yabby? But getting knifed by James here in the second. You can never count this PVISION squad out, apparently. This is wild, because you can't say they've been playing great, throughout this map. But they figured it out at the end.
It's been a really weird feeling watching PVISION play this map, but here they are. Lovely shooting with the AWPs. The double op switch was perfect. A great call at a great moment, and then you've gone right back to the AK-47 as it's delivered you an 11th round. Final of regulation. We got overtime or an Astralis with a map 1 victory. And they're going to have to do it with Galil's, going to have to do it with nades missing across the kit.
Well, Yabby makes his way into the water. Side of the smoke. Not seeing anything. Oh, that's got to feel a little bit rough there for James. But they're going to run right into Jello. Okay, Ryu's had enough. Oh my goodness. They wait to the final moment. Then Ryu steps up with the AK. You let PVISION grind all the way back to the final round of regulation, and then Astralis decide it's done.
Buy your rookie a steak dinner. Buy him a steak dinner right now. That's a lovely show from Ryu. Okay, Noda's going to try and come back in. First one is his, 2 on 4. No really anything to speak of for PVISION. One more.
Wow.
Sway's gone down, and Astralis, a miraculous job outlasting the comeback of PVISION to get the win that felt like it was theirs through the entire map.
Just about coming back into that one right at the end. Felt like it was almost inevitable we were going into overtime. You were having James knife Yabby to close out a round. I think that's just wild. I think
it's from time to time. Let's see what happens on Dust2. It's PVISION's map pick. Now, interesting to note, I mentioned at the start of Overpass, PVISION chose to start on the T side of Overpass and were very flat. Now they get to go to Dust2. Their own map pick to try and equalize this series, and they'll be starting on the T side yet again.
Well, at the end of the Blast Bounty out in Malta, James was asked about how it feels to win a competition. He said it doesn't feel all that special. It's not a big top-tier event in his mind. And I was like, okay, well, now you're here at a top event. You're here at one of the biggest events of the year.
Funny you should mention that. We have a top-tier event right around the corner.
So let's not lose this one and get knocked out from Astralis. So let's see how it goes on for PVISION as they move forward into the fight. It's going to be Fuzi to open things up on Dust2. An opening kill in favor of Astralis, traded back by Nota.
Yeah, traded out into a 4-on-4, but you still have Stare with an... Oh, look at the risk he's taken. He's just completely oblivious and blind and not even caring whatsoever what's at top mid. Now he's got his bearings and going to turn the corner. Still got plenty of safety. If he wraps behind James, how mad would you be?
Stare.
Knife him.
Oh my... Okay, he took his time. Eventually gets that shot, and here we go.
And now that he's alone, it should be a signal to the B defenders.
Yep, Yabby waits on the barrels. Because teammate in Ryu just elevated just above that exit, and so far so good for Yabby. He's forced into the fight in the open. Ryu still hasn't had to take contact, and there's even a bit of cannibalism going on. Zwei taking down Belchanok and Ryu to respawn. It will be a pistol round for Astralis.
Yeah, nicely done from Astralis. Controlled that really well. The courage of Stare to kind of play with his back turned to top mid throughout the entire round pays off with that kill on James, and then you figured out exactly what's happening. You figured exactly where the final attack is going to come from, and an easy cleanup at the B bomb site. So, pistol round going the way of Astralis, and James and crew will have to chill in this second round. No Glocks, no investment whatsoever. No Deagles, no P250s, no flashes, nothing.
Yeah, not a whole lot going for them at all here. So a 2-0 should be coming the way of Astralis. Want to keep everybody up as well. Make some money perhaps on the MP7 and MP9.
James hasn't moved out of T spawn. I don't think it'd be a crash or anything. I would just imagine as an IGL.
Oh, he's moving around.
Yeah, he is now, but he hasn't actually like left it until just now. I would imagine he was looking down the line, like calling out some last orders and getting everyone focused up. All right, guys, next round is going to be our first gun round. This is what we're going to do.
We don't want to have to come back.
Yeah, remember, I need you to throw this smoke. Remember, you need to watch for this. You know, going through the details and making sure that first gun round is going to be just about as perfect as he can make it.
Yeah, especially because of how that opening map went, right? With the fact that we just went down so early. I had to claw the way back into the game. You never want to have to start from behind again and again.
Yeah, it's a shame too. Like, if you're just joining us, this is elimination. Losing team packs their bags and goes home. This is a lower bracket match. So, like, on one sense, I'm like, you know, it'd be cool to see what James could do out of a loss to have this team recover. But you don't get a second chance here, at least at Krakow. Gabby and Ryu, a nice crossfire setup in the bomb site and the car. Oh, not so nice. Glocks throw out a lot of dinks very, very quickly. Yabby running out of ammunition, makes himself a small target, eliminated finally, but the bomb hits the deck and no chance for a plant. So yeah, a couple of kills is nice, but not being able to build anything on top of it with the bomb plant, it's not the cherry on top. You know, you got the sundae, just no whipped cream and cherry.
Yeah, I can live without the cherry.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'll take some chocolate sprinkles instead.
Ugh.
Chocolate sprinkles are goated.
Rainbow sprinkles.
Yeah, that's true.
Rainbow
They're
sprinkles.
a little better. That's the kind of
Aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
You can taste the rainbow.
All right, here we go. I guess it was always destined to end there. 2-0 in the favor of Astralis. There's the double door smoke thrown early. A little bit of a further lurk smoke thrown by the CT side as if they want to posture like there's going to be some aggression with it. So might put PVISION on notice early.
Oh, Yabby sending a couple of bullets to the smoke, and it's a perfect headshot on Jello.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll take that. Okay, here goes the next fight. It's going to be Starrett Short. He's got Hooksy with it. Flash comes in. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's exactly as designed out for Astralis. Zoe handling some pressure, though. He's taken two, but all of his teammates are gone.
That's the way you dream it up.
Yeah, literally.
That flashbang could not have been better. Like a half second later, and it would have missed the first player. Unreal.
Gets stuck on the wall slightly there, Zoe. And he'll make it on in to the B side.
All right, so what do you do with a minute left on a James-led
With no
team?
bomb.
Do you save or do you go for kills here?
You have no bomb, so...
Go for kills. How to keep the money limited. One more kill would actually be huge.
Can't buy next round. Save, you got a hero AK.
Okay, and that will be the call. So just going to back off and let everyone from Astralis survive. So 3-0 for the Astralis CT side here on Dust2.
This is beautiful. Let's watch it again. Flashes in. Stair goes forward. Takes 2 kills. Hooksy gets the third.
You just can't be much more blind than what that flashbang delivered for you.
As intended.
God tier from Astralis. Not willing it. We saw an element of it on Overpass early, but I almost feel like they just felt so comfortable playing the defense like passively that they never had to go back to it. But we saw them wanting to be proactive on the CT side, slide into some gaps, be the aggressor. It just as that half wore on, they were almost like, you know what, actually we're fine just sitting back and letting you do whatever. Now on Dust2, throwing a few more curveballs in the mix early on to set the tone.
Well, if James was drilling on orders during that slow round, or he doesn't leave spawn, Jason, didn't really go well, did it? So timeout here to have Dust2 get on the mic. Early timeout again. Not as early as Overpass, but still pretty early.
It's another thing that would be a bummer about if PVISION ends up getting eliminated in this series. Was I would love to hear from them about that Overpass game and if it actually felt to them like there was something a little bit awry. And maybe even with Dust2, maybe this is just a bad day of Counter-Strike for a young team. And despite the fact they've shown some good things, it can happen. So we'll find out if they're able to recover. Dust2 calling a timeout now to try and change the atmosphere early on in this map to make sure they don't get buried in a hole that they can't recover from. As that timeout comes to a close, we get right back into the action. Tech 9's being picked up for the PVISION side. That AK-47 wasn't brought all the way through to this round, so not nearly as much money as they'd like to play with. They'd like to have to play with. For the Astralis side, a couple players, or Yabby's really the only one hurt. Everyone else has got cash, full nades, kits. You have the op out in the hands of Fuzi as well. Is he going to swing lower? Nope. Just wants to get the angle to see if anyone's close catwalk. After that second nade, PVISION will make their move.
Minute on the clock. And Astralis just sitting back. There's no challenges like that aggression through Cat this time.
It's a stalemate at this point because Astralis is like, we don't have to be the ones to risk anything.
Right.
We're not going to peek in and give you, potentially hand over a rifle to you. It's PVISION who's got to make this defense shift with the weaker weapons, and at the moment, they don't have like a clear idea. Now, they did get the information with that flashbang earlier of the location of the AWP, but enough time has elapsed to where it could have repositioned, and indeed it has out towards the long car. So we're just going to go with this mid to B split.
Look at his split. It is, as they go straight up in towards the B side. It's going to be his way with that one quick kill, and then a follow-up from the Tech 9 at Belchanok as well. So 4v3. How long can they hold this advantage is the question, as now Fuzi gets involved. Playing to the side of that CT smoke. Hooksy's got a pick here on Jame. And that plant is secured here for PVISION. So Hooksy, Fuzi retake it will be. And Fuzi was patient and eventually gets Belchanok. He'll switch out to the AK for this retake as well.
He's got a molly for back plat.
Well, that is going to heat things up for Zwei, isn't it? If he can get it into that position.
Through it, car.
They're being held right now at doors and window, and that molly does go towards car where no one is playing here from PVISION. So this is going to be very tough. Even with Yellow so low, time is the issue. It's ticking on. They need to move, and they need to move right now. Zwei hidden away. Can they get on the defuse in time? They get onto it now. They're going to hold it. The headshot's in, but it's all about the time. Is there enough of it? Yes, there is. Just about.
You cannot make those mistakes! Take time on this thing! Come on!
Oh, get into it, Hooksy.
Okay.
Yeah, call him out by name. Put him on the spot. Mistakes made, Hooksy says, and he punishes you for it. A nice 2 versus 3 recovery for an Astralis that got knocked out of this round.
Oh, keeping the pressure, just piling it up here for Astralis. Those are the kind of rounds that are just going to get under your skin if you're PVISION.
You cannot make
I love seeing Hooksy get fired up like that. Push the team forward. Boost up for Fuzi over on short. Once that glimpse down in towards cat, or in towards lower, excuse me. An off angle, you wouldn't expect the boost this deep along the wall, but a missed shot could sell him because it's a much further angle to retreat from. Boom, nice shot from Fuzi. Backs away with a 5-on-4 yet again for Astralis.
Oh, it really isn't getting going today for PVISION. Oh, Fuzi missed opportunity, but he gets away. At least he keeps his life.
Yeah, scares the hell out of PVISION as well as he steps through that smoke, so everyone backs off. Nobody wants a piece of that fight. Flashbangs in to delay any kind of mid-presence from PVISION. Astralis has rotated away from it, though, and it looks like PVISION just want to come right back and hit another mid-to-B split. They said the last one got us everything we wanted. We just made the mistake, as Hooksy said. This time, no mistakes.
Oh, Belchanok goes on out. It's Ryu that is fallen away, and Yabby also somehow not getting a pick there. So PVISION, all right, straight away into an easy round victory.
Listen, James not the one to kind of clap back at Hooksy at all in a round like this, but I wish you would and just be like, you know, who cares? I'll just get into this bomb site whenever I want.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, like it was
walk into this one.
Yeah, we did make a mistake, but it was easy as hell before that.
Yeah. James will just beat you in the server.
So rinse and repeat right back
Maybe.
to it. Once again, Astralis can't handle the split. That's back-to-back mid-to-B splits where both defenders are outside of the B bomb site to defend the mid portion, and both times they failed.
Well, at least a round on the board here for PVISION. They've been knocking on the door of it for a little while. But finally breaking through. Now, the money is definitely a problem, or starting to become a problem for Astralis to think about, because, you know, you do win the last round, but it's really close. And so you have all that damage inflicted upon your economy, then losing the follow-up round definitely keeps the pressure on that money that you built up early on. So, timeout taking for Astralis.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's why we're seeing them call it out, is they're going to have to talk over how they want to work these funds. PVISION can drop an M4 over to a teammate, likely to go to Ryu. Stair can buy up. Yeah, they're going to scrape together what they can, and HooXi, he knows what this means. They've got a pretty decent grip on this map with a 4-1 lead at the moment. A loss here takes that away entirely. PVISION has a chance to climb right back in, close the gap on the scoreboard, and make this a competitive Dust2 from there on out. So HooXi's putting everything he's got into this round. One kit picked up. That is on the aforementioned captain of HooXi. And I think now with the mid to B split being effective back-to-back rounds, you know, when you start seeing the mid round, the late round, if Fuzi's going to shift his op away from double doors back to the A bomb site, I think you're going to see him swapped with an M4, right? That there's not going to play that third defender at the A bomb site. They're going to have to be kept honest by the potential for that mid to B split that's been so successful.
Noda now moving up through Cat. Fire fades away. Minute on the clock, because time will tick on.
Well, here's that kind of lean, right? That's Stair. He's leaning as if it's going to be a mid to B split, as I just mentioned. So it's going to put him at a disadvantage when he comes back up the railing to help with the fight.
Smoke gonna go down to try and block out Cat. Flash over the top of default here. Fuzi going for the shot here, and the bomb spotted on the back. He's gonna drop the nade just in front. He's under a lot of pressure. In fact, the grenades are gonna land on him, and he's gonna be blasted out of there. 35 seconds, such limited time left here on this clock. Is that bomb finally getting planted?
It's the small details, man. It's that player that cheated over. Stair was never able to get into this action and help Fuzi out of a tough place. Fuzi wanted to peek with the nade smoke, but just steps into a grenade itself. Now calling for the save. Gonna have to try and cross. Yabby got the kill. I don't think PVISION's gonna chase a whole lot. At least not yet. Okay.
Well, now they'll send their forces off the bomb site, and they're running back down long. Now HooXi could actually end up getting a couple of kills here. There's just so many targets coming his way. Feels like inevitable he'll be traded. Hang on to it as long as you can, but look at the pack moving together, getting rid of HooXi after one, and they'll save inside of the pit. So there's 3 remaining players on either side, carrying their weapons on over as PVISION start to close the gap.
Yeah, they do, and that's a tough round. Now, because you're able to save some weapons, you don't get that disaster reset, but HooXi still hand in head, like, knows that's a tough blow to the CT side if they wanted to continue marching forward and having success. So 2 to 4. And you can't really do a whole lot around these 3 saved weapons. You're going to want to preserve that economy moving forward. So you're hoping Ryu, Yabby, and Stair can create something. Can have a sequence that gives you a chance to win this round. HooXi and Fuzi playing with USPs. Ooh. They chose aggression and upper as their point of attack and forced away. James does miss a shot, but they don't want to mess with the AWP.
Oh, Stair. It's actually Fuzi that's got that kill with the USP. He was quick to those headshots. What? And then Stair's come out with a pick as well. Oh, no. PVISION starting to get a little bit sweaty now. HooXi's got one in the USP. And you really shouldn't let these kind of rounds go, but it's comfortable, it's clean, and all 5 players stay alive for Astralis.
Damn, Astralis, you know, they had that boost up with the op along the wall. Now they've got the double setup as well. They've really found a nice setup along that PVISION's not able to handle.
Oh, they hate that if you're PVISION. Oh.
Yeah, you really do. Not clearing the corners all the way. Back turn to so many different fights across that round. Well done from Astralis. 5 to 2, extend the lead right back. They've got money in the bank as well. $1 in the jar for the tag, and James is going to keep his eyes peeled.
Oh, Stair. Removed by Noda. Just moving on up through Cat.
I wonder if he felt like he would have had more information on that scaling with someone playing so close to double doors, but not the case. Fuzi missed a shot over at the A-bomb site previously. He's got to nail these.
Well, you can't afford to miss, right? Everyone else is on the other side of the map. So if there's any shot at winning this round, Fuzi's got to get a multi-kill. No one's even budging.
He knows. Once you have an op in that position, nobody really wants to mess with it, except James a little bit crazy. He's coming right back.
They're going to stay committed to the B side of the map. And the problem is for Fuzi, no one's rotating to help.
He needs help is the problem. And he can't watch everything at the moment, so he's got to give up something. And he's chosen to give up the B bomb site. Look for this play.
Okay. Out to the AK now. Fuzi is doing everything he can to try and hold on to this. His teammates are still a long way off. PVISION have gotten themselves into the B bomb site, but Fuzi's made this doable in a retake.
Yeah, he very much has, but they're still a long way off. And actually, even with he's going a little bit early.
Fuzi,
One more.
This is insane right now. Fuzi's delivering everything on the B bomb site. That's a 4K. Talk about an overperformance. Fuzi has delivered Astralis around on a silver platter. Cello is not going to be able to snatch it from them. Fuzi, that is definitely one of the best rounds we've seen so far.
Oh, he knows he's just wrecked him. He's so pumped on that sequence. He was in such a tough place. There were no good options. At one point during the round, he had to have felt like he was just going to go down without even able to fight. Disgusting round start to finish. Finds himself safety in middle, swaps out to the AK, and just the courage to step in with that flashbang. Lovely stuff to set up the retake. Those high fives are like, yeah, I know I'm the shit.
Yeah, no, you earned that. You've absolutely earned that. That is crazy. And he was able to stay on an island on his own for that long and still deliver enough for Astralis to get that round victory. 6-2 scoreline. Astralis continued to build. That's the new look for Astralis. That's what they've brought in. Their new wild card showing up. And we've now got PVISION sitting, trying to get into this B bomb side again. It's Ryu holding on. It's just the one kill. And Yabby goes out again. So at least there's a couple of kills coming back and forth here.
Yeah, but not nearly as impactful, not nearly as effective a defense as they would like, but the retake is coming in. Right now as the ball's being played.
Oh my god, he's so blind.
So blinded and can't find it.
That was the longest flash ever, but Fuzi's still around. He's killing everybody again. The bomb didn't even get planted. And now Noda running all the way through CT spawn. It's just winning down in CT.
All right, well, Astralis has just cranked up the intensity of every single decision that they've made. Now they know the position of Noda in this 1v2, and he's got to retake the B bomb site. He's got 55 seconds to work with, so doesn't have to go too fast.
Try and add a few more thoughts to their head. Where could he have gone? Where could he be? But Hooksy's just going to watch out towards the window push. You know he has to come to you.
Look at all those smokes they still have to use as well. It's just the nightmare scenario. He's going to have to step through.
Yeah, here he comes. Walking on in. Noda looks under the window and then walks right into Fuzi.
Good read of the situation, though. Knew where the follow-up fight was going to be. Couldn't click the head fast enough, and another win for Astralis.
Turns out all Astralis needed was a little Swede.
Man, playing really well together at the moment, too. This retake, great shot from Fuzi. Swaps to the pistol as well. Even though Stair was completely blind, he's at least a distraction. Back-to-back insane rounds from Fuzi. 7 kills combined in the 2 rounds of play.
Yeah, B's closed. I mean, if you're Fuzi, you do want him to just keep coming at that B bomb side with the way you're playing. You got a hot hand. I think he's going to divert PVISION elsewhere on the map now.
I was going to say, I mean, you're just actually loving it that it's your AWPer, too, on a map like Dust2, because we've seen them boost him up on Catwalk. We've seen him take some peeks in the double doors. He's everywhere with this AWP. So now you got to worry about that if you're PVISION. A mobile roaming AWPer who's been in multiple locations already and is starting to build up a hot hand. Maybe the timeout ices him out, but more than anything, you're hoping PVISION came up with a great idea. Starting to feel like a lot like Overpass too, where it's just like, man, they're just not creating anything. Two riflers start at the B bomb site. Gives the indication Fuzi's going to move around the map and try and sense where the hit is coming. Harassing middle, breaking the smoke, taking shots, maintaining his presence here, but gonna back away afterwards. Remember, the mid to B splits early on in this half for PVISION netted them some success. I say that because it looks like they're lining up for it right now. They've thrown that mid to B smoke to try and force out some counter utility. They'll replenish it a little bit later and make the hit happen. They were successful when most of the thrust on the PVISION side came from middle. This time it's only going to be 2 players with 3 pressuring upper dark.
Well, steps being made as Noda crosses beyond that smoke and starts to encroach upon the B side. Here they come, splitting into the site. Yabby, and went underneath the window. And Yabby's done well to get one, but not enough because the rest of the squad of PVISION just run over the top of Stera and him. So now HooXi and Fuzi required to retake this B site. And you are a persistent guy, aren't you, James? You keep going to that B bomb site. Careful to look. This time they do break through. And that'll be a 3rd round win for PVISION. So, just keep going until you finally break them.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the only really successful portion of the map that they've been able to find is that B bomb site to break in. And I mean, even that being said, there's also been a couple nice holds. There's been a couple nice retakes, but certainly that's where they found most of their success is lining up this mid to B split and getting into the bomb site. So Astralis still haven't been able to get a hold of that to any crazy degree. Plenty of money for the CT side, though. Fuzi, 9,300. So throughout this timeout, at the end of the day, they know they got plenty of money for a buy for whatever they want to execute. But that 3rd round from PVISION, much like Overpass, if they scrape together a few right at the end, you've put together a decent half, all things considered, no matter how it's looked. And I wonder.
What do you wonder?
I wonder if that mid to B split is called when Fuzi's op is spotted in or heard in middle, right? It breaks the smoke, takes a shot. I'm wondering if they're saying, okay, when Fuzi plays middle with the op, he shifts to CT spawn. A lot easier to keep the AWP locked down behind that smoke than an M4 that can wide swing and come through with flashes. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of a giveaway. If James like, all right, ops in middle, let's do the mid to B split.
Well, maybe. James being an opera himself. Sure. We'll add another layer of understanding to that, and perhaps that is the case, but what is fact is Yabby's found an opening coming into this round too, and we've got Astralis a 5v4 untraded by PVISION.
Yeah, Noda goes a little bit early to try and cross up towards short control. That smoke had just been broken open, hadn't fully replenished back, so he gets picked off for free. Crisscross smoke, so that one's a little bit deep.
That was a good shot from James, just rip it apart. HooXi, Stera nipping him behind. He's dropped James down to 59 HP.
Yeah, but he can't believe he let that one slip away. Ryu 1 for 1. Fuzi adds another, and it's Jello. 1v2, and bomb is dropped at the B tunnels. He's got to go recover it. Time for Astralis to close the gap on this bomb site, and time for Jello to change the plan entirely.
Yeah, well, he's coming back over here towards B, sends a Molotov out towards the window, jumps down into the site, commits to the plant. Securing it, locking it in, and can Jello 1v2 this? The answer to that is no. Stera will dome him, drop him, and recover the round on B.
Okay, so no momentum built up by PVISION, not clawing rounds together right at the end to make this, claw this back in favor. This is going to be Astralis making sure you can't win 2 in a row. Things looking really good for Astralis, 8-3, a 5-round lead, and looking like they still have a chance to add one more before the halftime break.
Last round of the half. 4 rounds was what they got in the first half of Overpass. Could be the same scenario here. It was enough for them to get it going in the second, bring it to the last round of regulation. It was not enough for the win. James to drop Ryu down to 43 HP on that cross on over.
Late play out towards long, gonna wait for this smoke to clear. Short control being taken by PVISION now. No one from Astralis being aggressive anywhere. They just have a setup at the bricks. Op shot misses, one swings wide. That's a lot of damage taken by Jello, but he's got the map control. He's got the space he wanted. Now it puts Astralis in a weird place. They don't control Cat and they don't control long, and that's a detail that they've missed. still in an awkward place.
Stara moving up into short. It's going to be Sway to take Stara out of the picture, and Fuzi also. So ends up being a comfortable round at the end of the half here from PVISION. They will secure a fourth to play with going into the second half of Dust2. It felt like that fourth round was a requirement. PVISION playing not even close to their top level today, but is it going to be enough to survive? We'll have to find out after the break. Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Kraków. We have got the Fuzi show on display here on Dust2. Incredible host towards that B-bomb side. Stylish moves, even when he was left on his own with no resources. Just beautiful stuff from the new Alper in the Astralis jersey. And it might just be enough to get rid of PVISION here in Kraków.
Yeah, very well could be. 16 kills for Fuzi so far on the map. 5 deaths, 116 ADR. That's pretty nasty. Yabi's at least matching him in ADR with 113, but only 10 kills. Still, you got all the strong performers on one side of the map. Yabi's going to lead the way out long. You've got on defense way over towards the rail. Jumping around the corner. He gives up the angle. Smoke is dropped, and they're going to keep crossing.
Yeah, trying to come up towards White. He's going to drop some utility down into the site.
It's all a fake.
It's a ruse, and they have just taken the only player left on the B-bomb site away. Belchuk finally pulled towards the side. They've done a very effective job at faking out that A-bomb site, and now they're in. The plant's going to be secured, and Belchuk trying to get back, but he's low in HP.
Dude, I don't actually... They took shots from the B-bomb site. I don't think that was a great idea. They could actually still go south. There's a flank coming in, but thankfully Yabi's dropped, and all of a sudden the cutoff outside of the B-bomb site is there. James can do nothing.
Yabi is so successful on the A fake that it actually becomes just a piece on the B-bomb side as well. Fantastic work from Yabby. We got James still waiting in the mid doors. Yabby's going to come back and try and deal with him, and he absolutely will. So, you know, everything kind of goes well for Yabby there. He can't miss anything.
Yeah, good showing on the defensive overpass as well on the CT side especially. Yabby's had a very nice day in the office, for sure. Great pistol round, triple kill for him leading the way up long. Fake works perfectly. Astralis now up 9-4. Both pistol rounds as well in this second and potentially deciding map in this series. So got a lot of issues to work through if you're PVISION at the moment, who it feels like we still haven't seen show up today.
Yeah, no, they never really showed up. And it's
for a team that won a trophy just like 2 weeks ago, it's like, this ain't, I haven't seen it yet.
Doesn't feel like that at all.
It's a bummer.
No.
It's a bummer.
It just feels like this would be, you know, if we didn't see PVISION play well at the major and PVISION play well, obviously, at the start of the year, this is a result I would expect from them.
That's the thing. It would be like, it's one of those things where, like, if they'd gone to Blast and, like, got down in the quarterfinals or something, no big deal. But since they won the trophy, you're kind of like, I wanted to see that keep going.
You know, losing to this version of Astralis is very new. It's, I mean, it's great for Astralis, but.
I mean, realistically, a team even with winning that trophy just a couple weeks back, this is a new and inexperienced team in PVISION, and you're going to have these ups and downs. I would say the same thing about Astralis with this new lineup they've put together. Being very cautious about long, but Astralis have taken it with 4 players. There's the first cross smoke thrown. Just at this moment, PVISION going to be lining up in middle. Yellow throws out a flashbang. Here's the clear. Nobody's home. They can turn their gaze back to the A bomb site, but again, with only USPs and no utility and no weapons, you can't really fight this.
No. And Hooksy is going to make sure there is no fight at all. And then Belchinox decides he throws a couple of USP kills in there, and yeah, but he's got to deal with that.
A damn squirrel.
Yeah. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Well, they've dealt with them now, so at least that's that. PVISION going to start buying up, though, and we really got to see them turn this around straight away.
Yeah, it has to be immediate. This is almost where it'd be like, if this were like any other team, right? Like if this were like I mean, I was gonna say other team and then list all the best offers, but if this was any other team, I'd almost say like you want the op to like, you know, flex a little bit. You know, the way Fuzi did. Challenge, get your kills, be all over the map, be a nuisance, be really tough to figure out where you're gonna be. I don't know if Janos really has that style. Like it's Dust2, so you're just gonna take an angle and kind of hold it, but James isn't the kind of opera who's just gonna go flex and exert himself on the map, you know?
No, and that's the other opposite experience right now for Astralis, right? Is the fact that their opera took over the server in the first half. Did. They really need something to start going well here for PVISION. Perhaps it's the 3-man setup.
I was gonna say they got the right call. If you need a round, you're in a perfect position for it.
When they're coming out now, and Shello has run out of bullets. He's being hunted down. Noda's got to pick here Ryu. Shello's still winning over the top. Goes jumping into the sky. Hasn't worked out too well. And then Noda ends up getting a follow-up kill. And then Zwei just runs through CTL. You can see the rage there on Hooksy. Frustration evident. It's been a very strange round here as well. But we'll see what Fuzi can do. And nothing, really.
Well,
that 1v3 clash.
Hooksy's frustrated because he knows if he gets that kill as the swing through smoke, Fuzi can actually fall back and just ignore the B defender. And then you're playing a 2-on-2 with more information than you're with information that you can actually utilize. Not able to get himself into that position. So yeah, the frustration. First round though, and that's more what we touched on with PVISION of what was looking so good for them in these past events was they just always seem ready on the CT side. They seem to be a step ahead. They seem to have a great read of where the opposition is moving. Haven't seen a lot of that today, but we saw it in that round with the third player arriving at the B-bomb site in the perfect moment.
There's still a shot at doing some work here. Ryu in particular with an AK-47. He was the man that actually got the job done on Overpass eventually. Missed shot from James. Scary business. But Zwei's backed him up. The bodyguard in Zwei. Oh, what? That is beautiful from Zwei. The last bullet headshot as well. Fantastic work protecting his sniper.
And there's that AK-47 as well. Those are single bullet headshots so quick. He's able to double up and protect James' retreat. Lovely stuff from Zwei. Oh, just so quickly mows him down. No one from Astralis. They were so focused on swinging on James along the wall. They weren't prepared for the fight of Zwei in the open. 10-6, a 4-round lead, but PVISION's cutting into it.
Maybe the frustration for Hooks is the fact that if we just win that round, like this is just smooth sailing to the end.
Once you get reset, the idea of having a nice, calm waltz to the finish line is all over.
The locks now for Astralis, 11-7 in about 1 minute 30 seconds.
Well, I guess good luck is in order. No utility. The classic 4-1. Bum rush catwalk with 4 players. Hope they bite the fake.
All right, give it a good go.
Walk that bomb in solo towards the B bomb site. Another late 3-man B defense put into place by PVISION. They're going to be able to shut this down no matter what happens.
Yeah, so the Glocks will be dealt with. And I said 1 minute 30 seconds. I really meant 1 minute and 30 seconds, you know?
I was being very literal.
I take the full length of the clock here, Astralis. Let PVISION have a taste of their own medicine. And
Hey.
there you go.
Yabby got one. It was well worth.
There we go, yeah. They waited all that time, and they got that one big old Glock kill. All right, if you're PVISION, though, you talk about the fact that, yeah, we didn't play great on Overpass, but we still brought it back to what should have been overtime.
Still has that same vibe, though, where I'm like, I almost feel like I haven't seen PVISION, like, I don't know. I haven't seen, like, the B game out of PVISION. I feel like we're still watching, like, C game PVISION, but they're still somehow in this game.
They're just surviving.
They're just here.
If they can even just kick that up one small notch, it could become a very different game very quickly. Let's see if Astralis can get back to some of that form they had earlier. And Stair walking straight through the mid door is confident, still exuded. And that's going to be Nota, the first victim of the round here as Astralis play the 5v4.
Yeah, good find from Stair. He was doing this on Overpass all day long. So you want to have an easier closeout, get your entry fragger delivering for you. 1 kill is his so far in the round, and didn't take a whole lot of damage to do it. 73 HP still on Stair, so he can lead the way yet again through this smoke. This time it'd be up against Zwei. Full kit of utility. He's got that quad kill in the previous round fresh in his mind, and he's feeling sharp.
Wall of smoke's erected. Jello gonna go into the peak here. There's the push up in towards him. So Jello gone. Stair to make quick work of him. And his way to follow up. Great shot onto his opponent. Now it's a 4v3. We've got 43 seconds, but more importantly, we got Yabby coming out around late. And that execution from behind catches James sleeping because he was focused on that sight fight. And he got one of those kills, but Belchanok is now put in a 1v3. And so Astralis look to go back to winning ways as soon as the guns return to their hands. And Belchanok is just not getting any opportunities that look all that tantalizing here, and PVISION reads it, knows what's coming his way, and puts that scope in the right spot, and Astralis up to 11 now.
So nice from Stair. I mean, the critical 2 openings. The first one out in middle, on Nota trying to transition from CT spawn to the double doors. Second one coming through that smoke. I think that's Jello who's playing behind it. I think a flashbang just caught him for a quarter of a second, and Stair just puts him down. Those are the 2 opening kills Astralis needed to keep moving forward into the bomb site. Beautiful stuff. 2 rounds away from closing out this series, eliminating PVISION from IEM Kraków, and living to fight another day. Fuzi with the long spawn grabs the angle. Molotov forces him off of it. Look at the aggression up middle. Nota, just ready and waiting around the corner. Hooksy, he's going to be the first one. Sees the jump, sees the utility, doesn't like that, but can't get away in time. 1-for-1 trade.
Be a little bit paranoid about a mid-push here from PVISION. You can see Stair with eyes on that. No continued pressure from PVISION.
Late flash out long to take control just in case any defense is home. Deep, deep smoke, and again, this is going to be a fake. They're going to leave Yabby here. He's got no utility. I imagine he just turns into a lurk, but he wanted to gain a little bit of space, not realizing that James Opp was going to be on the line. So he's taken down. So this idea of having a little bit of presence on the other side of the map is now gone. The hit towards the B bomb site gets so much more difficult. One back platform, that's Belchanok. Jello's here at the car, ready and waiting.
Well, there's a big swing and straight into Jello and Belchanok, and it's going to be Stair with one, just ripping Belchanok away, leaving Stair having to retreat, pick up that AWP, and hope that they can find success in the next round. So Astralis not being able to find consistent success on this T side yet either, and we're going to see PVISION get up to 8 rounds, and the money really in a tough spot now for Astralis.
Yeah, it's not looking pretty. This is having shades of Overpass written all over.
Yes, it is.
Astralis has this lead and feels like they're in the driver's seat, but that money's going to start dwindling. PVISION's going to start clawing it back, and then we'll see kind of who wins the all-important rounds towards the end of the day. Stair protecting himself from any kind of a hunt. There's going to be decisions that have to be made in terms of the economy of Astralis. Wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout called here from the offensive side. Maybe they feel like they don't exactly need it, but one op saved, and I don't know how many AKs you'd be able to get around it is the problem. PVISION still hanging in there. 8-11 on a day that they haven't played their best Counter-Strike. Both maps have been competitive.
Now Boost is up over the top, trying to work an opening here for Fuzi. Oh, he's given the chance, and he'll nail it. So Jello ripped off the back of the site, and an opening kill for Astralis.
Great cheesy way to find a kill, but do you have what it takes after this to actually win the round, to turn it in your favor? No more rifles, it's just the op.
Yeah, you need to kind of set Fuzi up for another one almost straight away.
You got time for it. That happened pretty quick in the round. So yeah, he's being super mobile, already dropped back down, already going to be looking towards the mid double doors. Nobody's crossing yet. PVISION still convinced this is always going to end up at the B bomb site. Noda and Belchanok have not even considered evacuating their position here.
Was the spray down, and Belchanok, okay. Yep, nice and easy, no problem against the unarmored weak opponents or Glocks, and then Hooksy sends himself into the fight. Fuzi will lose AWP. And PVISION just handled the business that's in front of them.
Anything other than Glocks, I think Astralis could have won that round. With that pick, with the kind of pressure in middle, they have PT-50s instead of Glocks. Belchanok's able to spray down 3 while he's tanking bullets as well. Lovely opening kill. Round 21, 11-9. Double op setup switched into. Leg shot onto Fuzi by Jello. Gonna back away, but at least the leg shot prevents them from being hyper-aggressive around the corner.
Oh, there's Shane. Dropping step. And now it's really starting to crumble for Astralis. It's going to be 11-10. Just an easy 2-man opener that you just really can't figure out at this point. It's got to take something special from an individual hero between Yabi, Ryu, and Hooksy.
Well, maybe they can do it. Maybe Ryu can help out. He had that special individual effort to close out Overpass, and a great sequence from him. The way he's walked as the smoke clears, James turns, surprised, but not taken down, and it's Hooksy at long, just looking for any target. Yabi's coming in very, very late.
Yeah, it still would have been so many targets to find in the end, but...
Oh, you're so blind. Nothing for Hooksy to do. We're waiting for Yabi to get up towards short, and actually, the backstab could be impactful in it. Okay, just gets the gun out in time. 11-10. PVISION bring it right back.
It's actually crazy that PVISION have stayed in it for all the reason that you've said throughout the day, Jason. It just feels like this team are not playing anywhere near to their top level of play, and we've just noticed that it feels flat, but they're staying in it, they're doing enough, and they're just building their way back into these games.
Ooh, look at the frustration there. Ryu not really pleased with how any of that played out.
No, and look at the buy.
I know.
Oh man, this is crazy.
Okay, it really is deja vu to the first map. It just straight up, everything about it.
Yeah, but it feels like PVISION might close this one. James waiting for a peek into the lower tunnels. There's Hooksy just jumping right into him, opening kill for Jay. The tenacity of this PVISION team, even when they're not having a great day at the office, is impressive.
Well, I think what's nice about both maps is towards the end of the maps is when we've started to see PVISION kind of hit that level with these, the 5 straight on Overpass. Now you're having this little bit of a run here. This is the PVISION. I can bring this one right back. And then now they're playing for a third map still. They're not just playing for overtime. They have a chance to take this and force us to Ancient at 1-1 out of regulation. It's Astralis starting to feel the heat, unable to close out Dust2.
Well, the run towards the B-bomb site. There's 2 players here. One of them Belchanok close towards the smoke. Ryu is going to go check for him. Okay, just about saving his life there, Belchanok. He's hiding behind the smoke. His teammates racing in. And Belchanok staying alive long enough to get the cleanup. But absolutely a world in which Belchanok would have fallen over there. And maybe it gets a little bit weird, but all is good. And Astralis making use of their last timeout. This is a very tough position to be in. They've had a complete collapse in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, this is entirely slipped away from them. This is a 7-1 run for PVISION. They have just, this CT side locked down has just been excellent. And it's been slow to feel them claw back into it, but now they're here. Seen the double up setup that they switched into a few rounds back have impact. Now James is just back on the solo AWP. And really there's not been answers for Astralis as they've been in this weird economic limbo where they, had the saved op and the 4 pistols. Next round, they open up with some cheese. Then they had to go back to some weaker weapons. Haven't been able to get a clean look at this last stretch of rounds. And Hooksy's got to be feeling like maybe this is his best chance in these past 2 rounds to, in these last 2 rounds available to actually get a 12th on the board. What do we call here? They have long spawn, so they're going to head towards it. Corner smoke is underway. AK is leading the charge.
They're going to be walking up Ryu at the front. And he is falling away. Yabi gets a really important trade here for Astralis, searching for map point.
Yeah, they didn't want to give Jame in this round time to read what's happening, time to shift pieces around the board. They just wanted to hit it and get in, changing the timing. And now they've got a chance for a plant and a really strong post-plant setup. Problem for Astralis, the only one potentially, is the lack of utility. When all these smokes fade, there's nothing Astralis can do to delay and slow down the retake.
Oh, miss shot from Fuzi. He's been so good so far, but it might just be a crucial miss at a crucial point of this game. It's Yabi sending bullets down into CT, but he's committed to it, and the risk has not paid off. It falls to Astralis of Stare and Hooksy to try and keep them going. And they've actually managed to get 2 kills into this. It's such an important round, and it's Hooksy and Stare to deliver. The greatness of the Danes keeping Astralis going, and it's grabbed them series points.
Yeah, they really settled it down. They really calmed it down because when Fuzi falls at long, you could see the panic in everyone in Astralis. Nobody knows where to go. Yabi puts himself in an impossible situation with the drop down because he just had to get away from the danger. Hooksy and Stare with some incredible heroics, winning a 2 versus 4 as the retake comes in. And once again, they've got a chance, one chance to close out this series, eliminate PVISION, and move on to their next matchup in Krakow.
Oh, this is going to be so frustrating now for PVISION because they brought it so close on Overpass and just got it stolen away right at the end. That dream of overtime removed. They've got to fight for it one more time here on Dust2. But that is a huge step up from Hooksy and Stare.
And just taking the pressure away of a potential loss. Just knowing you have the overpass as a overtime as a safety net is just such a nice thing. So everyone's going to take a deep breath as there's a tech pause. Referee's like, give me your keyboard. I'll fix this for you. So we're all good.
Overpass is kind of a safety net too, though. They won that match.
True, yeah, it is.
So you're right in both ways.
Yeah, at least they can't be eliminated. Well, final round of regulation. Timeout taken late by PVISION. Comes in. Dust2 using his last one. Going to be very vocal throughout this, talking to the boys. Both teams have what they'd like. Everything they could want. A Galil on Hooksy, whatever. We'll live with it. Full buy for both squads for this final round. throughout a lot of this half, PVISION's defense, they've tried to sense and get a step ahead of some mid-round, late-round B hits from Astralis. They've shifted a third player over a number of times. It's been a philosophy. I feel like they have a game plan of saying, Astralis, they like to end over here. Let's get this third player in this position. Let's see what they come up with this time. What's going to be the opening play? James has an op. Fuzi has one as well on the T side.
On the last round of regulation here on Dust2. Either it's the end of the road for PVISION, or we go to overtime. Nade down in towards the lower tunnels.
Really good chip damage across 3 players. Ryu, Hooksy, and Stare all brought. Down a little bit low. Gonna be able to gain short control. PVISION doesn't want to challenge. They've opened with 3 players inside the B bomb site as well.
And it's a quick one here. Look at this from Astralis. Looking to try and knock him out with a blow towards the A site, but James has handled the pressure first, then Zwei's up next. Overtime looming, unless Astralis have more in them, but it's Zwei with another swiping headshot down from that ramp. It's Yabi and Ryu, and they will fall as well. PVISION force us into the bonus rounds.
Yeah, Hooksy tried to go back to that same exact idea that got him the previous round. Was a very aggressive, a very fast timing of get into that position, get your map control, and don't allow PVISION to have any reaction to it. Just pull the trigger and hit the attack button. But this time, James there to guard the cross with an AWP. Zwei, he continues his good game. Good shot from Railing to slow down the hit. And all of a sudden, Astralis had nothing to go for. 12-12, we hit overtime.
Yeah, and this, I mean, this T side has been anything but solid from Astralis, right? It's been very rough. Let's see if they can get one round at least in this first half of overtime.
Well, things reset a little bit, especially with the extra cash. You get that mental reset, if anything. To get some new ideas, Stare is being a force over in middle, single-handedly taking control and showing presence on catwalk, forcing back James off.
Now Ryu, oh, he's had a tough game individually here. He gets forced into the open, at least gets one out of that. Just couldn't get the second.
I feel like that wasn't the guy he was aiming for, but he'll take it either way.
I mean, yeah, at this point, he'll take everything he can get. 4v4 off the back of the initial engagement, and good amount of damage done to Jello as well.
That was the one he was aiming for.
Yeah.
Smoke down towards short. Stare's been in this position throughout the entirety of this round. Oh, late peek out towards long. Yabi can't handle it. That's a critical piece of the map now lost to Astralis. That lurk is meant to alleviate pressure from the defense inside the bomb site, but now it's a one-front attack. Hooksy's had to fall all the way back to reassess it, so shoot some time off the clock. 45 seconds.
35 on the clock. Stare still here is short. An important fight there for Hooksy. Goes against Astralis. And Stare can't find the hunt down on Zwei, who has just turned out to be a beast on this A-bomb site in back-to-back rounds. He'll get caught crossing over to the... Okay, Fuzi. There's another one. And finally dropped by Noda. But there was a world in which Fuzi pulled off something exceptional.
Yeah, they needed that kill from Hooksy going all the way back towards long. It was the right play. It was the right call. They needed him to clear out Goose for them so they could access the bomb site and then take those fights from above. Good shot from Zwei as he transferred over. Stare never really committed to the fight, and this round slips away. Back-to-back rounds off short go the way of PVISION. 13-12.
I mean, you need just one here, Astralis. So CT side was strong. It was great to watch, but I mean, their T side has been woeful. Same can be said for PVISION, but they're the ones with momentum right now.
This is the first lead of the game for PVISION. Astralis has been playing from the front the entire time. And PVISION, playing for their tournament life, have just ripped that advantage away. 2 players ready to go for Astralis out towards short. 3 players towards long. And a scary thing is, if pressure comes long, Zwei almost has to stand his ground. If he gives it up and falls back to Car, they're in a really bad place to defend against a split.
Sway waiting long, and Hooksy and Yabby get a couple here. So a 3v3. Okay, Yabby, that's exactly what you needed. A shot up towards the side in the head topple. So Jaime and Belchenok now a 2v3. Is this going to be Astralis' T-round win here in overtime?
Oh.
Ryu, okay, gives a little bit too much there to Jaime. Jaime was enjoying that fight. And now Fuzi and Yabby have to hold on. The golden opportunity finally for Astralis to get a round win here. Oh, Fuzi just about spotted him. Like he wasn't going to see him in time. Now Yabby sits locked in, primed and ready. Close to the screen, crosshair ready to react to Belchenok. There's a great flash coming in. Yabby gets blinded. Doesn't matter, still gets the same result. Still the same kill. This shot, but they know Jaime is creeping closer and closer now. He'll take away Yabby. He's gonna go for this now. Fuzi hiding away. Jaime, he's got him in his sights. No. He's got him in his sights, but has he got the time? Usually the master of it gets to that defuse, and he is going to hold it. Jaime with a stellar clutch again. Heartbreaking moments for Astralis.
That's a very poorly played 2v1. Man, the fact that he's able to get that kill, walking the whole way. Yabby even backs all the way off to the corner. What a disgusting shot on the jiggle.
The time god again, man. It's just so insane.
I love that. Yabby sees the flash coming, eats it, but this right here, perfect shot on that. But then Fuzi's like, oh, I can't go anywhere. Just tries to make himself a small target, and Jaime knows exactly where he's at.
Oh, you're going to feel so mad if you're Yabby. You get caught on that jiggle on the wall. That is insane. Massive round for Jaime again. And that might just be enough now for PVISION to push themselves into map 3 of Ancient. How do you stabilize if you're Astralis?
I don't know. That's such a deflating loss to take in a clutch that now this round just falls apart. Everyone getting picked up one by one. Oh, that round, I think the clutch just kind of knocked the wind out of them, and they had no plan coming into this last round of overtime on their T side. 2 versus 5.
Well, Astralis, we're close. But this is very much how Overpass could have gone. If Ryu doesn't have that one step up running up towards the A site, it had this written all over it, didn't it? Ancient waiting in the wings. A flawless overtime half here from PVISION. Every round won, including a big old clutch from Jaime.
Yeah, I mean, look, this might be the moment we talk about at the end of the day of like where it really felt like PVISION came alive was the second half of Dust2.
Yeah.
Incredible defensive run, dominated overtime just now. We're looking at Ancient where it felt so unlikely for a lot of this map. 21 kills for Jaime, 24 for Belchenok to lead the way for PVISION.
Jaime gets wall-banged. Astralis can't even win in this overtime now. They've got to pull it back every single round just to get another OT. The cross smoke tossed out. And here they come. Straight into the split, hoping this is the finish, hoping this is map 3 for PVISION. Gonna send mollies towards the back of the site, and Ryu getting wrecked. It's Yabby doing what he can. There are a couple of low HP players still coming at them here for PVISION. That bomb is alone, completely alone. Trying to stay alive is Jaime, but all of his teammates are crumbling, and so does he. It's just Belchenok now. There is time to win this clutch.
Yeah, there is. I don't think he realized second player is up towards window. He knows they're both inside the B-bomb site now. Belchenok taking his time. 35 seconds as he pauses and collects himself.
25 kills as well. Belchenok's been having a great game here on Dust2. Hoping he can win this. As the nade on through. Limited time as Belchenok now arrives at the doors. It's Yabby needs to fall first, and he won't. So Astralis get a round victory here in OT.
Yeah, nicely done from Astralis hanging on. Now they've got to show a little bit of grit themselves. PVISION showed it in back-to-back maps. They were able to come back and challenge for it down the stretch. Now it's got to be Astralis on a bit of a recovery mission. 2 more needed in this half of overtime, and PVISION is going to take their extra timeout to talk things over for these last 2 rounds. Now, the battle that I think both teams are going to be having mentally, at least, Hooksy and even Jame and Dust2 to a certain extent. Remember, we saw in regulation on PVISION's T side, that mid to B split was there for them. They lost kind of a crazy retake clutch after executing it, but every time they've ran it, it feels like they've been able to get into the B bomb site and get those kills and get the bomb planted and just play the round out from that situation, which is such a great luxury to have if you're Jame, because you're not going to be afraid to go back and call that. But for Hooksy, it's a real point of weakness that he's got to be concerned about on the CT side. For Astralis, it's one of those things you have to almost throw your mind back, 15 rounds and think about exactly how you want to adjust and how that extra rotation is going to come into play and what you need to layer in to make that mid to B split not nearly as effective. Last minute conversations between the players. Had a timeout into it. Sounded like a match medic, and here we go, round 29. 15-13. PVISION 1 round away from bringing us to Ancient, and Jame is going to deliver a tag. Ryu's brought to 26 in this all-important round in overtime. This position in the first half got Astralis a kill. The awning blocking the high flash. Not that one, though.
Gathering up for a B finish again here, PVISION. I remember throughout this first half, it was quite often PVISION who was able to deliver big impact on that B bomb site. Well, he's a long way off. Getting involved on B this time, and Yabby's gone. Belchenok on the follow-up, and that might just be it. Ancient waiting for is PVISION putting the bomb down. Hooksy, PVISION, and Stare all have to try and retake this B site, and it just isn't happening. They collapse as PVISION with one hell of a comeback in the second half of Dust2. They dominate over time, and Astralis have to mentally reset going into that third map. But PVISION, they feel like they're in control now.
Oh, they definitely are. They definitely are. Jame with the kill, PVISION waiting for the pop-up. It's not going to matter whatsoever. It's done. 16-13. PVISION do bring us to Ancient. A blistering, a dominant CT defense on Dust2 brings them to overtime, helps them close it out, and Astralis have got to be feeling stunned.
Absolutely. I think at this point, if you're PVISION, though, you know that you're not playing your best game, but it's got to feel good that you can...
One slip by the wayside, so this is going to get weird. It's going to get tough. Now, one thing at the start of the series, Dust2 had the pre-match interview for PVISION, and one thing he mentioned about the previous Ancient game was we just got destroyed in middle. We lost every round in the first 20 to 30 seconds just by how those fights went. That's going to be something he would have had a conversation before this map begins, as elimination is on the line.
Well, James certainly had a conversation about what he wants for this pistol round, and it involves a lot of utility on his back, so going to be setting themselves towards B. Ryu getting a little bit more progressive down the bottom of the B ramp here. And he will retreat further and further back into the site here, just jiggling from the top.
It would be great to see Ryu have a lovely third map in this series as well. I think most of its first two maps have been a little bit rough outside of the one round to win them Overpass, but having a good showing from him would be much appreciated for Astralis.
Yeah, I'm sure for him as well, personally. He's going to hide in the cubby. Biding his time, ready to strike out with these dual Berettas, and he's done well enough. Yabby's there with him. And a shutdown of PVISION's pistol. It gets nowhere.
Damn.
No!
That's a
And
round.
Hooksy trying to bring some energy as well after getting the first round win.
Yeah, that's a round won by utility, though. I mean, you mentioned all that utility in the back of Jame. He was fully kitted out with smoke, had a second smoke, had Molotov, a couple flashes as well. As soon as they throw those execute and get those smokes in place, there's a defensive one that pops right at the top of the ramp, and then you're kind of like, well, I hope this is the God Flash and it blinds everyone. Otherwise, we lose, and it didn't blind everyone. And they did lose. 1-0 for Astralis here in this third map. No second round investment without that bomb plant, so we'll see PVISION run around like headless chickens a little bit as they talk over the first gun round coming next.
I mean, PVISION would love to get off to a good start. I mean, that's just not a luxury they've had throughout this series.
I know it feels like a very obvious thing to say, but you know they haven't had that quite yet.
Not even like a great start, just one where they don't have to come back and climb a mountain to get into the game.
True. Well, they're a team, obviously, that we know has played some very close series. All their wins here at IEM Kraków have been in 3 maps across the series. So this is kind of par for the course for them. You know, in the history of JAME and Counter-Strike teams, they've been a team who's played a lot of rounds.
I wonder, because we have Virtus pay by the round. Like,
Yep.
what do we have for ParaVision?
Hasn't been created yet, as far as I know.
But I know the geniuses in chat are going to come up with something.
But
so.
maybe today's the day. Somebody's going to come up with something that's going to stick.
I know. I'm looking now. I'll let you into a secret. I am looking at the chat for some inspiration here. Has anybody come up with anything ingenious? And I don't want to see any chat GPT ones. All right.
Yeah, you can be able to tell.
Nope.
All right.
Maybe.
2-0. First gun round coming up in round 3. 4 SMGs for the Astralis defense, 3 MP9s. Ryu's bringing in that fancy new MP7. No MP5s yet, but we'll get there.
And 3 MP9s and an MP7. A lot of MPs. And there they go. Utility up into the A bomb site. Ryu. Let's see what he's able to do. He's capable of a single kill before Jello gets rid of him.
Oh, this flank timing from Fuzi. One more kill at the bomb site or distraction, and Fuzi just gets in such a stronger position.
Oh, flank. Oh, it's just the range of that thing, and then you get detected as well. That's rough. Not going to be too happy about that. It's going to be Noda removing Hooksy, and ParaVision sink their teeth deep into this post-plant position.
So what do you do now? Do you bail out with these SMGs and play with them again? I think you kind of have to.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you're going to get close to a round win here. So
yeah, I mean, look, this is one of those things that's easy to nitpick if you know, if you get to sit in our seat and kind of see the whole map. It's a tough fight for Fuzi to take with. Okay,
well, a lot of damage, and now
they're coming back in. They have a kit. They have a kit on Yabby. This is possible.
Yeah, they're suddenly moving in on this, and yeah, a way to win the round suddenly presents itself. Noda trying to keep himself safe. That defuse being stuck, but denied by Noda, and the time is gone. A lot of damage for Astralis at the end of the round there. They give it a good go. They come close.
Yeah, but Stair couldn't grab the angle to protect the diffuser. They had to stick that diffuse right at that moment. Heads up play from Yabby, and nicely done from Astralis to actually make that a possible round win right at the end. ParaVision almost hand it right back. Good clutch. It's 2-1, but without all the money now, with everyone going down across both teams, I think Astralis is going to be happy with how that played out.
Well, again, it's A. It's all about A, and they're just going to send the utility over the top. It's very quick here from ParaVision. You know, when they decide on a bomb site, they can hit it round after round and go there quite often. Look at Astralis racing in to make sure the bomb doesn't get planted this time. They don't want it to come down to a retake. And they've done a good job. They put it all on James now with a 1v2 ahead of him.
Yeah, he's got the M4 as well, but doesn't want to give up the sound cue with the reload. Going to step into the smoke, take the risk, knife out.
And Hooksy.
Are you going to hold this?
Oh my God, wrecked.
crazy.
Is he about to do it again, Jason? Is James about to clutch up again?
It seems like he heard, there's no way he heard footsteps, but it seems like he's aware of the possibility for the wraparound.
Dude, James is just something else, isn't he?
He's going to use that whole clock.
Dude, if he sits here and wait, oh my God, I don't even know what you do if you're Fuzi. If you were just walking out and James just looking at you.
I mean, the way the timing works out on the minimap, if Fuzi keeps going, it almost feels like he might just find James planting the bomb. But how do you know that?
Well, now he's planted the bomb, and James is actually going to have plenty of time. Go for a post plant. Seems to have the complete idea that Fuzi is going to come from CT.
But if you're Fuzi, would you ever expect James to be on the bomb?
No. You just have to react. You just have to be able to react faster here, Fuzi. James knows exactly where his target is, and James makes that clutch look so easy.
Dude, that's wild. That's another backbreaking 2v2 or 1v2, I should say.
Dude, he's just so good in clutches.
That's crazy.
Oh,
so
right.
strong. Yeah, I mean, man, Astralis, that's such a well-played round up to that point, too. That's what's going to be so frustrating. That's what's going through your mind at this moment. And James just pieces that together so easily. Just with patience. I don't know what hooks he thought he was going to get, but holding the angle there seems a little insane to me.
It's crazy. Well, opportunity taken by Jame. And something we were just talking about in that previous round is the fact that PVISION haven't had the opportunity to get off to a good start, right? Get into the lead early in the game. Well, they're about to take the lead now.
Yeah, they really are. Hooksy and Fuzi and Ryu going to try and push in 4 members of Astralis now in cave, but none of the fights presented themselves, and PVISION's like, we want nothing to do with that. You guys going to have it. They back away. Jello takes up the given away space. They never expected the re-aggress. Yeah, they never really been able to get those hot starts, and now that you get that economic reset so early, you grab the economic advantage, an advantage that Jame is really, really good at playing with as an IGL. Yeah, PVISION's in a very happy place at this point. So a lot of early pressure now onto Astralis. After Dust2 slipped out of their grasp. Looking to recover here. They got a FAMAS on Yabby. No op in play just yet for Fuzi.
Hooksy walking down to the bottom of the ramp here. Gonna smoke out the double doors. They're gonna send some utility back in his direction.
They've used all their nades. There's only 1 smoke remaining on Yabby. Everything's gone.
And look how many nades PVISION have left. Plenty for a finishing move.
Yeah, this has just been PVISION like, yeah, dump all your util. We're fine with that. We're happy with that. We don't want to do anything in the first 30 seconds anyways.
Well, they have been playing pretty quick, and I think that's great to see. You know, you can condition Astralis into using their nades early on, and then you can just hit the pause button and slow things down.
Well, unfortunately for PVISION, Yabby's sole piece of utility remaining for Astralis is in the right place. If he sees these streaming over the walls, he'll chuck that out. Yep, there it is, the counter. Look, they still have an advantage in terms of the manpower, in terms of utility, but this makes it more difficult.
Oh, the FAMAS kicking in, and then the all shut down as they try and come through. So it's it was looking really good, Jason. Honestly, it was all setting up to go. Okay, makes sense. PVISION to play this one perfectly, and then you walk out and get wrecked.
That 1 remaining smoke just ruins their day. Well done from Yabby holding on to it, and well done with him at the perfect timing to put it in play. Hooksy's wrapped around, so they aren't going to save anything. 15 seconds left on the clock, and if you don't go forward, you're going to go down after time.
Hooksy just locking them in. And after the time, that could be a big issue. And yep, Noda's gone after the time. Jame as well. They had some money at least, right? They weren't sitting on $0, but it's still massive.
Yeah, feels really painful in the moment when that occurs. So yeah, you might be able to scrape together another buy, but not getting that extra bonus money moving forward is going to have some long-term ramifications. So yeah, a decent enough start for PVISION gaining things back. They're going to have to call a timeout early as that is a huge obstacle in their path. A big speed bump. 3-3 were tied up. No bonus money for Jame. As you mentioned, he still has 4K in the bank, so an AK-47 is going to be coming out. No op in the field for the PVISION side. Fuzi has his AWP on the CT side, and money's starting to look good as well for the Astralis team. If they can string this together, they can break. I mean, this is kind of a swing round for Astralis. If they lose it, you can buy again in the next one. If you win this round, it's PVISION out of money and you get some breathing room for the next few.
Well, Mac 10 for Noda. That's his punishment.
Going fast.
He's going faster outside. Oh, through middle. He's got 1 and then taken out straight away. So Ryu and Yabby, great work. And, you know, comes back to that conversation you raised earlier about PVISION maybe not finding as much success in mid in their earlier games. Well, now they're not finding as much success towards the bottom of the B ramp either as Hooksy walks on in and grabs Yellow. So now we're looking at a 4v2 for Astralis, and they can just pull back and sit back now.
All right, I like that call from Hooksy as well. Get the kill, back away. You stuck around in case there was a swing, a follow-up fight, but you're preserving the 4-on-2. 3 players here at this B bomb site. Zway's going to march right up into the scope of Fuzi. Easy to knock him down. And this is that swing round now. Astralis is going to get the benefit of it. Out of money is PVISION. James left in a 1v5. 1v4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know, Hooksy's a Giga Chad, so it's kind of
True.
like 2 guys.
He's a twofer.
So it's pretty much a 1v5, Jason. I see where you were going with that.
Yeah, I was doing my best.
Anyway, it's not going to be one of those Jame clutches, though. This is Jame time. So settle in, ladies and gentlemen at home.
Yeah, it's a
Get comfy in whatever chair you're sitting in.
great time to put some warm socks on. It's cold out there these days.
Yeah, it is. It is cold. At least here.
At least here.
And in Krakow.
Yeah, probably in Krakow, too.
No, it definitely is cold in Krakow.
Just through the smoke. Jello never even got a clean look. Tried to follow it up, which is an idea that PVISION players have used a number of times, but Fuzi's not gonna get caught off guard by that. So 1 round lead now for Astralis in this 3rd and deciding map. 4 players surviving means money get to grow.
You know, I've learned, PVISION have conditioned me into never feeling confident for Astralis.
Okay.
Like, no matter if Astralis are up like 11-0, I'd still be like, yeah, we know we got overtime coming, Jason. Or at least we're getting close to it.
That's the aura of Jame. It's working its magic on you.
It's true.
Yeah.
It has been working.
Round 8 comes in. The AK-47 that James saved previously. No investment around that AK-47.
Time for the aura of Jame, the hero AK.
Okay. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's going to bring us. 3 rounds in a row now. There's been a heavy barrage of util down middle from the Astralis defense, so might dissuade PVISION moving forward from going aggressive in that part of the map. James AK-47 is over here towards elbow, going to be baiting Noda. Zway's going to be there to pick up the AK-47 if need be. Swing from the Glock. Stair didn't have the fight he wanted, so he'll back away. Because that little defensive setup gets caught at an awkward moment, everyone kind of backs off their fight. The cave player swings up a little bit further back towards the B bomb site, and Astralis now just jiggling down for information. This dangerous thing on the map at the moment would be this B ramp. It's only Ryu defending it with an HE grenade. He was playing close up. As I'm speaking, he's backing off all the way behind the cube, so much, much safer. You can do a lot more things here if this attack does come to fruition. Drop your HE grenade, play for survival, play for the retake.
Jame. A little bit of a march, but then gets caught as Yabby finds the perfect timing to jump up on top of those heaven boxes, and they line up. So side swiping away that AK-47. It gets picked up again. It's going to be in Zway's hands, but 5 targets to collect in 25 seconds. Not happening. So Zway marches his way to his death. He's going to die after the time. Nor does he want to save that AK. Keep the money growing. And he will be picked apart, and Astralis starting to build a lead.
Yeah, starting to build a lead, and I mean, that's around that, you know, PVISION taking their time, trying to give Jame a clean look with the AK-47, just could never find it anywhere, so really well played from Astralis. Lead continues to grow, still looking good. 3rd and deciding map elimination game at IEM Kraków. One of these 2 teams going home, 5-3, 2-round lead for Astralis. Instant donut, instant red room smoke. Plenty of utility coming out from PVISION, but this is all to set up and sell this play towards the A bomb site. 4 players going to go contact while Astralis' attention is in middle. Do they have the timer to back away? Fuzi coming right now with the AWP, and he's going to be under a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah, dragging that ult back. Try and deal with the threat that's coming his way here, but he's blinded. He's forced further back into the donut, which means Stair is required, and Stair only gets the 1 kill with the rifle. Important trade from Shello as they get into the site, but Ryu, that is what they needed for Astralis. Shello dealing with Fuzi though, and then goes back out, but Ryu is the man delivering this time, and he's got a 4K. And you were just saying at the start of this map that Ryu's had a really tough time. He had that 1 round at Overpass to close it out for Astralis. He had a very lackluster Dust2, but that is a big moment that hopefully gets him going.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a good moment for a rookie to get in a game like this, an elimination map as well. To have a quad kill in that fashion really helps kind of settle you down. I know we're kind of deep into the map now, so you know, you feel like you should be kind of calm and settled, but that quad kill lets him know he's doing some good things. You can start feeling a little bit more comfortable, but for PVISION, and blanked these last 3 rounds. They managed to tie things up, but ever since then, it's been all Astralis. And again, they have that weird economic scenario where, you know, without getting the bomb plants, without having that little bit of success to get into bomb sites, you can't keep rebuying and reinvesting into this. So Tech9's coming in, 1 AK-47 on Jello. Offense still has not found any momentum to ride with. Really just a great sequence. Ryu putting it together through all the chaos inside the bomb site.
This is the game I need. I need the redemption game, boys.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go. He's thinking the same way.
Immediately can crack a joke, get past some of the struggles you've had, kind of forget about them for the moment, and maybe get your feet settled beneath you.
As Hooksy holding on inside of Jag. It's going to be a quick kill on Noda, so an opening frag here for Astralis. And obviously every other advantage is going their way too. So we're looking at 7-3 now for Astralis. Every half so far has ended 8-4, right? With 8 rounds for Astralis,
no matter what it's looked like on the lead up to it.
Yeah, exactly. Might be the same scenario here.
There we go, Ryu. That's a nice shot, low HP. Okay. Let's figure out handshakes or high fives too.
Yeah, and an anime mouse pad. So he's kind of a bowler, Jason.
Yeah, so you know he's
the
got
universal sign of being a bowler is having an anime mouse pad.
He's got game. Well, another gun round coming in for the PVISION side. AK-47s back in their hands. These hero AKs and Tech9s has not gone well for them, has not given them a whole lot to work with. Now the full buy.
Only a few rounds available left in this half, and Noda taking a great step out with this opening kill.
Ryu's making a play, baby. He's feeling the confidence these past few rounds. He slid into the position that Stair was just killed in. So he's hoping if they commit to middle, they won't end up checking this.
Here he goes. Ryu feeling it. Let's see if it works out for him. Committed in the cubby. But it's all gone quiet on the server. Game just waiting outside elbow.
Yeah, timing it. I mean, at any point, as soon as Ryu peeks, he's got a free kill if he wants it. He just has no idea it's there. Well, James is in this position, perched up, looking for anyone to peek in towards middle. Now, okay, this is where you move forward. This is where surely Ryu gets this kill for free.
Okay, yep, he gets it. So James walks right into the waiting arms of Ryu.
Hard thing now for Ryu is he's
getting
isolated.
away.
Yeah, he has nowhere to go, and none of his teammates are with him anymore. So fight to your death. See what else you can get, and you add one more on top. That's well done.
Yeah, great work from Ryu here. 14-4.
Uh-oh. This is a fake, though, and it's pulled him off. Again, because Ryu was the only one, there's no information in middle. Fuzi, thankfully, kind of second guesses and says, let me stick around a little bit longer because my teammate Hooksy, he's not calling anything out.
Yeah, he's come back to this position, Fuzi. All right. Let's see what the AWP gets done. It's going to be peeking up in towards the cave as the exit in towards him. It's Beltranok to go down, and then Fuzi on the follow-up. Zwei cuts him through, and we've got just enough. Nope, no tide. He can't plant anymore, so it's done. They run out of time here. Zwei fights on and doesn't die. Actually picks up the AWP as well, so he makes the most of that situation. Yeah. But Astralis continue to build rounds up, and you've got to say, the man you asked to step up, Ryu, really is doing it.
I know. I like this glimpse of him so far in these past 3 rounds. I like that he's getting this kind of a performance to make him feel a little bit better within this lineup, within this series. Really cool to see him power Astralis in these past few rounds to some victories and to a strong lead. They've hit 8. And if history of this series tells us anything, this is where it stops in the first half. PVISION gonna try and get a 4th round on the board. It's Noda to aggressively take middle all on his lonesome. First kill is his, and Ryu still hiding inside the smoke.
Now the odds is running up into the site. It is Zwei who cuts right through Hooksy. They're straight in. Oh, but it's pulled right back. Yabby quickly taking 2 kills. He actually thinks about the long play too. Yabby trying to rip everybody away. But it's Fuzi finally chiming in, but can't backtrack to safety, so it is all Ryu.
Yeah, but they set him up at least for a clutch, right? This is doable 1v2. They've given him at least a chance as he turns this corner.
And yeah, it was a chance, but we are destined to have 8-4 halves all day long. 4 rounds to play with for PVISION. Yet again, heading into the second. Who is surviving in Kraków? Let's find out.
Well, before the series began, Dust2 had some positive words about Astralis in the 2 short weeks it's been since PVISION took them down back at Blast Bounty. Said Hooksy's done a lot to improve this structure. At Blast Bounty in that series, it was a 13-1 win for PVISION on Dust2. Today, it took them a comeback in overtime. It was a 13-8 win on Ancient. And today, we have yet to see what the improvements that Hooksy has made, if they can change the fortunes of this map. At the moment, still in the lead, 8-4. But PVISION, as we know, CT side and they switch over. This team just seems to get stronger on defense.
Different game, yeah.
Yeah.
Been the same story every single half so far of Counter-Strike, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing pan out here. It's going to be a tough game right down to the wire, and that is exactly what you want from when you're fighting for survival at one of the biggest events of the year. It's the first time the Intel Extreme Masters has moved out of Katowice into Kraków, and here in 2026, you do not want to see a team with as much legacy in terms of the organization of Astralis here in this this country, and then also for PVISION, who just won a trophy at the previous event. There's so many reasons as to why you would want to see them both fighting on, but only one will. We've got Sway moving up into his Jag. It's a crossfire lined up, and Belchinok looking to deal with the threat of Astralis, who are running up the B ramp right in towards them. Hooksy will fall at the hands of Shello, and it's a good start here for the pistol round. Back and forth for either side, and then Belchinok batters 2 against the wall. The bomb is planted here for Astralis, but a retake with 4 players to versus 2 has got to feel good for PVISION.
Yeah, Yabi has nothing left to do but either push through the smoke before it fades or just wait for certain death. Belishanok with a strong pistol as Astralis tries to come through the smoke, take control of Cube, denied entirely. So pistol round to PVISION, 5-8 now as their CT side campaign is underway. Not even really too much stress in that round whatsoever. Kills out towards Cave. Fuzi had to use his Molotov. He wanted to hold it for the bomb, but had to use it to prevent the wraparound. Just chaos as Astralis is trying to settle things down and can't get it done.
Well, there's the first step here for PVISION on the CT side. And there's going to be no resistance here as well. Astralis with a Tech 9 P250 on Glocks for the rest.
And a flashbang.
Yeah, don't forget about the flashbang. You're right. Let's see how much impact that has.
Well, they're all out in middle. I'm just going to give it a good bum rush. I don't think PVISION has heard this yet.
Oh, the A site, it might be a bomb plant.
Yeah, it's definitely a bomb plant. PVISION's going to be fine with that. Just take the plant. We'll win afterwards. You're buying next round no matter what. We don't care about the extra money that you'll have on a few players.
Yeah, but that's a win for Astralis in their eyes. Getting something out of the round. A bomb plant, and yeah, not going to be a kill here for Ryu. Just going to end up being a victory here for PVISION, and the gap is being shrunk very quickly.
Oh, there's the final kill. There's the defuse coming in. 6-8 now, heading into the first gun round, but Astralis is going to have a good amount of money with a bomb plant in the pistol, very light investment in the second, a bomb plant in the second as well. Got everything they want to attack into this PVISION defense. CT side for PVISION on Ancient. It's a scary prospect for Astralis to go up against. You have Jame all over the place with the AWP, Jello and Zway as your B defenders, Belishanok as the A anchor. And here we are live into round 15. Jello's going to take a big risk with this MP9. Not able to see Fuzi. Oh, spots it, I think, at the end. But gives up the position and backs away.
Let's back it away into the cave now as Jame. I mean, just still a heavy stack maintained here for PVISION towards the B side of the map right now. Come Astralis knocking at the door. Utility flying up. It's going to be a Molotov going deep. Noda and Jabby. A couple of kills between each other. We're looking at 50 seconds on the clock. And Astralis obviously with no other option but to commit into this B bomb site, which is what PVISION have been waiting on all round long.
They were hoping Ryu was going to trigger a peek out towards long to get Fuzi a pick to really activate them to move forward into the bomb site. Now that didn't happen, they're a lot more cautious about stepping forward. Cave is controlled by PVISION. That's the main strength of this defense, is that Astralis cannot have that part of the map in the post plant.
Good peek, and there's a quick double there from Yabi. It's going to be Zello and Zway, both gone. And you know, at this point for PVISION, you realize you can't win it. Back away, save your weapons. I think it's got to be a little bit of a frustrating round for them, though, Jason. You've got 4 players on B for a lot of that round. Astralis come at the B bomb site, and I still, put a huge amount of resistance up. A single kill.
It was a slow-paced attack, right? Like Ryu kind of gets sent out early, Yabi with the trade, but still they're quiet most of this way in. And the strength of the defense, as I mentioned, was in Cave, but they're hoping they can eliminate part of the attack that's coming Cave and play the post plan on a retake. I almost think they got kind of pulled into the decision they didn't want to do, which was actually step out of Cave and challenge for that, because it had been so slow and there hadn't been utility. And they're like, all right, we can take this opportunity. Obviously didn't really work out for him, but the idea was there.
Okay? So we will do donut, window, cave, and extinguish, okay? And we go window with Lobe and
Okay, I think that was Hooksy talking about they're going to extinguish Molotovs in middle if they're there, and he wants to make sure they're hustling into window.
So maybe challenging into the mid control, which is,
Yes.
as you pointed out at the start of this game, a weakness for PVISION earlier in the competition. Let's see who starts to win this mid fight. So Stair is the man tasked going first through elbow. And yeah, those smokes are deployed, donut and window.
Okay. Well, how aggressive does he want to be through this smoke? Okay, there's one spam down. That's Jello. That's found from Cave. Yeah,
feels so bad.
Yeah, it sucks. Especially Yabby's like your off-action player as well. He's supposed to hold down that part of the map for you. So now that responsibility falls to the rookie and Ryu, who's got to step into the position. And it also makes it a lot easier for PVISION in a 5-on-4 to not overreact to the position you've gained in Red Room. Seems like a weird view model. Am I going crazy? Oh, this
is third person. Don't worry, we're all good. We're all good, Jason. You don't have to worry about him. He's not big as Zara. I was like, hold on. Yeah,
like,
you're right, Jason.
second.
What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Observing team, kind of trolling us a little bit. I like that. 45 seconds, though. Astralis, a lot of work to be done. And that A bomb site seems like their option. It seems like their selection.
Yeah, but I think equally PVISION will be fine with that because this is the defense they've elected to play is retake, right? Positioned in CT spawn, have the bomb site. We'll win in a 5-on-4 post plant.
There's the plant coming in. And there's Fuzi waiting as they cross on through. He hasn't taken the first chance. He knows there's going to be another player.
Well,
whether you're going to get a repeat, you're going to get a CT player, and you got your teammates watching from Donut. So you can stay committed to that angle if you're Fuzi. But now they go into the retake attempt, and they are clearing out these defenders of the post plant. 2 players still up here for PVISION. Time starting to tick on that fuse, but Stair with another headshot. His forced jam into the save call. And we're looking at a 10-6 scoreline. Astralis are building up a lead again.
All right, well, I mean, I mentioned that's the defense they wanted. They wanted to play retake, and they got exactly that. Real estate for Astralis, 4 versus 5 conversion as they step into the bomb site, get the plant, and the retake, they can't get it done whatsoever. Some brilliant shots from Hooksy down the stretch. Ryu goes for one inside the bomb site, and PVISION on the back foot yet again. Have to figure things out during this timeout. That's a bunch of cool black bars we got in the graphic for you. Hope you guys like that.
They look like a couple of files I've seen recently. Yeah, I mean, this is looking like it might just end up being one of those scenarios where Astralis get to the end of the line, and then a little jam comeback special. Sure. I'm always ready for that.
I'm just trying to make it exciting, right? They want maximum excitement.
All the rounds. Whenever they come up with a good one for PVISION.
And here we go into round 17, 10-6, 4-round lead. Only this op for Jame. Pistols otherwise. That op is in position at this B bomb site out towards long, peering towards the top of the ramp. And Astralis, much like towards the end of Dust2, they aren't doing anything fancy. They're just gonna hit this bomb site. Full set piece, Molotov, smokes and flashes everywhere. Excuse me, no smokes everywhere. One detail miss and Jame gets a freebie.
Well, moving up, look at the space. Stair's got around the back. He's actually got a lot of ground here, hasn't he? Smoke going down.
He's in front of it.
Oh, he is.
Happening?
He just blasts his head off. The bomb plant is now secured. We are looking at a really weird scenario in front of us right now. Can PVISION somehow win this on the retake? The answer to that is no, as Ryu finally some normalcy restored with that, but we're looking at Noda, Jame, Hooksy, and Fuzi, tit for tat, 2v2 in the post plan here. Astralis looking for 11, but they still got nades. And they've now got a kit. They're on it. They're just going to hold it. Oh my God, he's got it. He's just won it. Oh my God, PVISION.
I can't.
Well, it's just a ridiculous round to win, and that might just be one of those turning points, huh? What? How you won?
Did they forget a smoke? They threw every piece of utility except the long smoke. Jame gets a pick. They take control of long cube. Throw the smoke. It goes too deep. James in front of it.
Do they think that the mollies are enough? I don't know. Either way, they're punished. And then I think just that moment that of chaos that gets created just allows the whole round to unravel. Now, you could bounce back immediately if you're Astralis.
Can you?
You got a goodbye.
Can you?
No, not right now. Not right now. Zello's got the opening. So.
Bro, you lose this round, you might just check out of this game. Okay, good shot from Fusi to get him back in. Molotov deep to open up the avenue, and Ryu's going to take the space. Caution to the wind over towards Cave, and he can play behind this smoke. Okay, 1 for 1. Yabby's there with him for a double. All right, I'm back. I'm back in the room.
You all right? Yeah,
I'm back
that's
in the
okay,
room.
Jason. Don't worry. Don't worry. See, you just need a little bit of excitement in your life.
I don't like that kind of excitement.
Raise your heart rate a little bit, blood pressure. It's all good. You know, you're going to have a couple of rounds like that from Astralis every now and then.
You can't have rounds like that. Don't do it to me.
As long as you win the next one, everything's okay.
Yeah, sure.
But now the big problem is for Astralis. They're once again going up against an AWP and pistol. So this is obviously the more difficult round. Right, don't forget the bomb. Okay, we got Hooksy picking that up. Utility's going into the A bomb site. It's going in quick as well. Smoke out towards CT, over towards Donut. It's a great shot from stairs. He takes James down, and they're just pushing right. What? That body went to the bloody moon. All right, there we go, straight into the site, and we've got Astralis at 4v3, but chaos again. Of course there is. Notice sending the rifle out. Now Zwei coming in. Can he get anything? No, Zwei unable to deliver, and Zello now with a clutch. 1v2, AWP. Do we believe in the Zello clutch? Maybe a little bit.
Don't make these noises. Okay, there's the smoke out. Yabby's got him. 1 flick shot for luck. And Astralis get another one on the board and ever closer. I don't know, PVISION maybe ran out of steam. But rounds like the AWP and the 4 pistols make me think, just why not? Why, you know, give us one more of those. 12-7, 5 chances for Astralis to win this, 5 chances for Astralis to eliminate PVISION, who have just got to buy everything they possibly can. This game's gotten really weird for a lot of reasons.
It's definitely got weird, and I like it. But is it going to be PVISION dragging this back to overtime somehow with 3 MP9s and 2 5.7s? Or is this, unfortunately, the end of the road for PVISION? Yabby on the charge up. Stair coming through as well, and Astralis have put them to bed. Astralis will stay alive here in Kraków. His new look roster getting the job done against PVISION, who just a week and a half ago in Malta were lifting a trophy, and now they find themselves here really struggling.
Do it. No, just stay in the corner. Just ninja this.
Oh, Belchanok, he's going to give it a little bit of a go here, isn't he? There's one quick kill, turns around, a second picked up, an AK now in hand, and finally gone. Astralis can celebrate a huge sigh of relief. Astralis get the job done finally versus PVISION. And of course, in classic Jam Team fashion, will make it difficult. But the story has to be around the fact that PVISION can go from winning a trophy in Malta to falling short here in Kraków.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough. I mean, we kind of talked about it. It's still admirable the way they were in both, or all 3 maps, we should say, and especially the first 2 extremely competitive.